Oh, my children. My button for the unmute was not working. What the? What the? I had to manually undo it. How are you guys doing? Look at you guys' government names back. Back in action. Shout out to Jeff Jefferson _. Shout out to debunk user 1461. Welcome Stella Fos. Cypher.a.an. How are you guys doing today? Why the hell do they just keep switching it out? Hold on, I need moisturizer. Give me a second. I got out of the shower. Did a little bit of walking on the treadmill tonight, and then I think I'm gonna walk some more a little bit later. Howdy Mothers is debunked. Good day, ma'am. How are you doing today? As you know, I'm always using my full government name. I know, that's so funny how yours has not changed. I don't think... Oh, wait. Mine's probably like KO's a channel, isn't it? I commented earlier. I don't have my glasses on. But how are you guys doing? Our ass. I know, it's so funny. Like, why did... Like, make up your mind. Hello, biggest _boy 1. How are you doing? Boxing time. Hell yeah. I was deciding, I was gonna stream yesterday, but then I just wasn't feeling it. Like, I just am too moody. You guys are just gonna have to deal with, like, what's it called? Gorilla streams the rest of my life. I go outside, I wake up. Listen here, you guys. I wake up. I walk outside, and I'm listening in the wind to see if I'm gonna stream today. And today, the wind said I need to stream today, so here I am. Hello from the gutter, said Brian Enko Boshi. How are you doing? God, it feels so nice because like my skin is so sensitive. So when I put a moisturizer on, oh, it feels amazing. Why is everyone #1? That is so... That's actually so funny. Hello, Stargazer TV Studios. Stargazer, did you change your name in the Discord to Shadow of Ghost and then change it back? Or am I misremembering? I'm too moody. She's a woman! If we can't handle that, we're too weak. Exactly. Exactly. It's schedules, it's like so stupid. I almost think it's like an opposite defiance disorder. Where as long as there's like a schedule that I need to like adhere to, it stresses me out and I get so bad anxiety. So it's like I had full intention of streaming yesterday, but as soon as I said, man, I wonder what I'm going to stream today, crippling anxiety. What the? Hi, Kayla, I caught your reels on Instagram down here. Hi, Makusu220. How are you doing today? I'm going to be drawing today. Speaking of which, speaking of anxiety, I've been taking an anti-anxiety pill. It's like a very, very light pill. And so far, so good, I would say. I do notice my temperament is a little bit more positive, but I'm also taking a fuck ton of vitamin B6. Or excuse me, vitamin D. Oh, yeah, that's it. So, let me take that real quick. I'm #2 now, and Stargazer is 1. It is oddly humid today in my home because... It is cold in Vegas, so I turned on the heat, and then the heat was too moist. I'm like, ew, this is gross. And then I took a shower. I love taking my medication, so fun. I will say, it's called Buspar, and it's just anti-anxiety. It's not an SSRI, so it doesn't, like, mentally make you weird, or any sort of, like, disillusioned. It's just anti-anxiety, and so far, I think that's really helped, because I have a lot of anxiety starting things. You know, so now that I don't really have as much anxiety starting something, I can start and get the damn ball rolling. Hi there, I'm at school right now. My buddies are at the lunch table talking about me. Hi, Jace, the Ace, Tac W5B. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good lunch. I used to have an hour lunch in my school. I don't remember if I took my stuff this morning. I'm also taking vitamin D. I have a deficiency. Yeah. I take 5,000 IUs a day. And between this and the bus bar, I've been pretty motivated to work. Because I will say, like, even though I'm not streaming, I am working off stream. So, yeehaw. I'm trying to design a large Lego mech, but the waistline joint is being a pain. Might have to simplify to adjust a rotation. Probably. That sounds very interesting, to say the least. What the... I just heard a car, like, smashing their horn. Burrs, hello, Dark Virus! How are you doing? But yeah, I hope you guys are doing good, all things considered. I am in a mood to draw. When I got my Tamagotchi, I got a Tamagotchi. Guys, I like Tamagotchis. I think they're really cute. I think I mentioned this before. I don't remember what the generation of Tamagotchi was, but I had a very, very cute colored one. And I paid like $45 for it. And then later I found out it was like worth like 320 or something like that. And so I immediately scalped it. I immediately scalped it. So I got a new one and I'm pretty excited. They're a little cute. I like little Tamagotchis. I'm doing good. It's been busy. How are you, sweet goddess? I saw you're putting clips in the, clips tamps in the channel the other day. I really appreciate it. Today I was like, you know what? Dark Virus is putting in a lot of work. Let's put Tasato on clipping duty. So now I stream so he can watch. And so now he has to rewatch the stream and hopefully put timestamps. You know what I mean? It's like the military. We're on clipping duty. I want to buy an off-brand Tamagotchi. Why don't you just buy a brand Tamagotchi? All things considered, it might be a little pricey, but it's worth saving up. Whoa! Market price. True. It's funny. It's nothing. Okay, so to me, I see it like this. Scalping is when you buy a bunch of them and like you use bots to do it, so you can like control the market price. Why is this scroll bar on my screen? I don't even know how to turn it off. Oh, rip. But I am just simply, you know, the needs of the people, okay? Who am I? Who am I to deny the needs of the people? They say the price is this, and like, who am I to deny that? You know what I mean? All right, let me get comfortable. I'm gonna close my window real quick. They're expensive. I see. They are kind of pricey. I will say, I think because Tamagotchi itself is kind of a dying brand, I don't think this generation has enough mental capacity to truly enjoy the product like it's intended to, because everyone's so like strained with what's it called? Just overstimulation. I do find that this generation doesn't really care about Tamagotchis and stuff like that. So I think they're marketing more towards adults for nostalgia, and that's probably why they're so expensive, because they are kind of pricey. Like this one was like $45. It is a bigger Tamagotchi, all things considered, but it is gonna, you know. Jace was hilarious last stream. Jace is always so funny. Hello, K_panics_arts, guys. I'm on the struggle bus. Get me out of here. I thought you were on the struggle plane. Hardy har har har. Hardy har. Pac-Man Tamagotchi. I've heard about those. Scalping is buying something with the intent of one day selling it at a higher price. Oh, which I do that all the time, though. Okay, well. Thank you, my dear Stella, for the clarification. Yeah, I do that too. Okay. So I'm just both. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? How Fukustar are you doing? Teto and Android. Guys, listen to me. Okay, it could backfire. Don't get me wrong, because they might overstock. But Teto is like one of the biggest, like just characters right now. If you guys want in, the Teto coin is up. Buy these Teto Nendoroids with intent to resell in like a couple years. I sold mine. I paid probably like, I think 47 for it. Back in the day, back in like 2017. And I sold mine with no box, nothing like that. I don't even think the proper base. And man, I think someone paid like $350 for it. I was like, that's unbelievable. Hello, Propsman8968. How are you doing? Tamagotchis are popular aesthetic nowadays. The Y2K aesthetic is popular. Yeah, I notice a lot of this old vintage kind of stuff is kind of like backing in again. And it's like, I think there's nothing wrong with it. It's kind of cool because like I'm an adult now, so I can handle it a little bit more relaxed. You know what I mean? Teto's Nendoroid's insane. Yeah. So, guys, buy in. Stonks through the roof. Whatever all the Wall Street bet bros say. Alright, let me move my chair. Kayla's always saying on the business side. I'm a businessman at the end of the day, you guys. Don't trust me ever with streaming with anything, okay? Because first and foremost, I'm a businessman. I do run a business, believe it or not. I just pre-ordered the Teto Nendoroid. Get 3 of them. Max out. You know what I mean? But they could mess you over again though, because man, I thought Lane was gonna be able to scalp, which sure, probably like 10 years she'll be able to scalp. But in the time being, good God, there's so many lanes. Don't trust you, I'm way ahead of you. That's true. Give me a second. You got a baby, young moolah baby. Good Smile has Teto plushies now. I would go even for that one too, I'm not gonna lie. Kale's a gender specifically businessman, exactly. I'm literally reverse, what is it? Tanya from Yojo Senki. A businessman reincarnated into a military person. I'm kind of like that. I'm a military person reincarnated into a businessman. It's tough out here, you guys. Alright, I'm gonna put that there. I think the temperature's good. I want a job. I need a job. Boring computer job. Yeah, why don't you get a job? I know, like, I'm not saying for you specifically, but I notice a lot of people, when they don't want a job, excuse me, when they want a job, they want a very specific job, and they don't get the exact job they want, and then they lose their damn mind, and they're like, I'd rather have no job than a job, and I think that's such a silly way of thinking. Excuse me, model. I'm trying to zoom in. All right. Am I not going to be able to zoom in today? Okay, whatever. Okay, there we go. Lazy. Lazy Jeff Jefferson. You're never going to get anywhere in life without money. I hate to break it to you. Probably the most frank way to say it. You're never going to get anywhere or get what you want in life without money. That is unfortunately the currency of this world. And I think of scalping with the additional tariffs. Gonna have to add those fees of when we're reselling. Fuck. You're right about the tariffs. Damn. Okay, okay. Okay, that's fair. God willing, when the Teto ships, it's gonna be no tariffs. I spent so much at Comic-Con. How much did you spend at Comic-Con? I am curious, all things considered. Because it sounded like, I don't know, did you even enjoy it? All right, I'm still adjusting all my screens. Give me a second. I have to put, because I'm using my drawing tablet, I have to put my little camera guy a little higher up. So I'm looking over here. Hope we get distracted by our peakish humor today. Now get to drawing before we get lost in the conversation. I do have to get adjusted first and foremost. Give me 1 second, my dear. The best thing in lives are 99 cents. Okay, like what? Give me an example. Give me an example. Actually, been curious how the minimum tariffs been affecting your business imports from China. China is very smart. That's all I can say. That's all I can say to that. You know what I mean? But also very funny. Funny enough, I have never really like been bothered by the tariffs and stuff like that, because when my manufacturer was in the UK, we have a very low de minimis or whatever for the UK purchases. So I used to pay on all my old Generation 1 charms, I used to pay out the ass in import taxes. So literally every order would probably be about, like, if I was lucky, 150, but on average 350. So funny enough, like, I'm just going back to what we you know, what I've experienced before in the past. So it's really hasn't bothered me all that much. Where's my tablet? I thought that was really funny, though. Because I'm like, yeah, I'm used to paying tariffs, actually. I enjoyed it, but there was a lot going on. My brother was having a baby. My mom was, like, going through some stuff with her new relationship. My car was having issues. My friends are friends are idiots. That sounds too overstimulating for me. You know what I mean? I can do 1 KO's-a-con a year, and then I'm done. Alright, should I do a blue tablet today? Yeah, I'll do a blue tablet today. Why not? Again, I forgot to add my, proper tablets. Yeah, it's kind of ugly. Ew, it's ugly! For me personally, it doesn't make sense to add tariffs to the price of things when they're already made and shipped in the US prior to the US tariff. What? Okay, I don't even know what you're talking about. Because that's the point. Like, there is no tariffs. Are you... So the thing is, though, is, like, you're paying... So say if you pay... The Nendoroid's $30, you're paying $60. You do kind of have to account for that. A lot of people are adding the tariffs. That's how the tariffs work, is that, like, they're adding them into the cost of goods here in America. So it's like, that's why the civilians, the Americans, are paying the tariffs, not really China, actually. You know? So what you're saying is KO's a 2 is a go. Hell yeah. I don't know if we should do it in the summer in Vegas. But I will say the thing is like, the summer is, like, a lot of people are off from, like, school and whatever. Like, you know, classes. But, because it's like, it was just too damn hot, if you ask me. Clip that, says debunk. What the hell am I clipping? What are you clipping? Alright, let me see if my microphone... I might need to scoot over just a tiny bit more. Brazil got low tariffs and high tariffs since Trump and Lula are dating. All I know is Jeff Jefferson, that was the stupidest thing I've ever experienced. So, listen here, Jeff Jefferson. I literally, the other day, remember when I bought that little guy, that little funny guy? The seller, I guess, is a scalper for real. And they bought too many big and energies Labubu's, and they gave me an extra one, and it's a happiness. And I was like, literally, like, I already have 2 happinesses Labubu's, and I was literally gonna be like, oh, I can just give this one to Jeff Jefferson because I don't need it. But it was such a nightmare to send you a care package before in the past, and that's what is holding me back. Because God, I cannot believe I'm sending a gift, and somebody has to pay for that gift. Hold on, I'm scooting over my computer. Sorry. De minima. Oh, de minima. What is that? What is the minimum, mama? You know, poor tablet barely spawned and already called ew. You know what I mean? It's like a light blue one. It clashes with my blue specifically, so it does not look that good, all things considered. You fumbled the minimum. Okay, maybe it would be good this time. You know what I mean? He's literally just sitting on a chair, existing. Cause I'm like, I don't. It's over. You know what I mean? I don't. Hold on, let me check my Tamagotchi. But again, it was such a nightmare having to watch it, go through customs, and then pay for the customs. You know what I mean? Alright, we're all good in the Tamagotchi world. It was a tax exemption for imports under 800. Yeah, and I think that whatever that is was really, really low in UK shipping. So every time I ship from UK, it was that issue. Okie dokie, I need to make alternate hands here because I'm gonna have one where she's holding a gun and one where she's holding a pen, and maybe even something else, actually. They didn't pay import tax. Whatever that meant. I don't even know what you're saying, my dear debunked, but alas, you sound happy saying it. Alright, there we go. Move myself up a little bit more. Alright, let's get to drawing. Look at me, using my drawing tablet yet again. I am such a good and efficient noodle. Alright. My mouth still tracks from this low. Okay. Okay. As per usual. You know what I mean? Are tariffs doing anything long-term wise or just pointlessly speed bumping adding for every business? I think big, huge companies get exemptions so they don't have to pay. So it puts a bigger gap between me and the bigger guys. All things considered. Every time I send something from Procreate, this layer pops up. Oh, hello, Pip Forever. How are you doing? De minimis. Oh, and yes, good noodle. Kayla's be like, mess with the flock, you get the Glock. I don't have a Glock. I have a Sig Sauer. For the longest time, I thought Glock was just like another word for a pistol. I'm not going to lie. And then I found out it's a brand. It's a brand, all things considered. All right, one last thing. I gotta make the chat bigger. I'm blind as a bat. All right, pop out. Pop out chat. Debunk doesn't even know what a Figma... You know what I mean? That was so funny. He's like, congrats on getting your Figma. I'm like, you know what? Close enough. Close enough. Speaking of which, I think my Suisei Figma got, like, delayed until, like, October or November. Hazel pistol whipping arc. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It was so funny because, like, the reason why I got a gun was completely independent. But I wanted to put a gun because it's like, this is, I realized, like, my model, it looks very Blue Archive style. So I'm like, oh, let me just lean into this. And so I was making a holster for a gun. And then I got a gun. And I'm like, oh, well, now I'm going to draw up my exact gun, actually. I thought that was pretty clever for me. Shout out to me. A Glock is a brand? Yeah. A Glock is a brand of gun. Funny enough. All right. All right, looks nice so far. Thank you. Okay, I got to move it over one more time. There we go. Easy clap. I love how Kayla went from drawing anime girls to drawing anime girls and talking and educating about guns. Hell yeah. I've actually drew a lot of, like, girls with guns way back in the day when I was big into Girls Frontline. So it's always been a fascination for me. But here's my other model. I pretty much, just a little touch up, as you can see, I just kind of drew on the holster. Right here is like a second thought. So I gotta redraw that. I gotta redraw the tail. And what else is it? But I'm almost done with kind of like the base model of my new VTuber model. Good God, this thing's flying everywhere. Here's my new pretty face. Look at that. Yeehaw. Yeehaw. Cute girls with guns are peak aesthetic. Exactly. I love the Blue Archive style. Oh, I gotta redraw the ears. Because like this ear, when it goes down, is a different ear from this ear. So I have to draw this one. So a little bit, but I'm making progress, all things considered. I think she's pretty cute. Yeehaw! And then like the bandages is a toggle offable. I think I really like her without the bandage because it makes her face look very, very clear. And then I have a little band-aid on my knee because it's my my injured knee IRL. I think I injured it. I don't know how I injured it, I'm not gonna lie. Okie dokie. So now back to this illustration. The hair looks so detailed compared to your current model. Yeah, my current model is very flat. Very flat, all things considered. Bandages are more accurate to real life. Exactly. I know, I'm always getting the boo-boos. Alright, so let me see. This is a color reference. This is where I'm going to put my gun. I don't really want to draw the gun right now, I'm not going to lie. This is another reference. I'll put you over here. I'm still kind of getting used to my drawing tablet. What the? I gotta go get over here. Yeehaw. Did you have long decision dilemma when choosing your gun like Greeks? Funny enough, no. So I will say my dad, he's very familiar with firearms because he used to work in like I don't know. Okay, so it's like if he was a prison security guard, that's not the police, or is it the police? You know what I mean? Like, would I say like he's worked? You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say here? Is that the police? Either way, he used to be a prison guard. So he's very familiar with guns, and he was in the military and like did like war tours and all that good stuff. So he recommended me a P365. And then I found out that just in July they made a bougie bitch version for women, and I'm like, that's the perfect one. It's called the P365 Lux, and it's all metal, so it absorbs the recoil really, really well, and it's a 380 millimeter ammunition, and they said it's the softest shoot in the market, so I was pretty stoked for that. Okie dokie, backup. I don't think I need any of the backup, all things considered. Where'd you go? What the? Okay, there we go. Let me see. Yeah, I think I'll just import the backup if I need it. So I'll delete it here. Because this started out as a Procreate. I also have a little boo-boo on my knee. That sucks. I want to be a VTuber so badly when I grow up, but I also want a stable financial situation. How do you do it, Kaosa? Because first and foremost, I made sure I had a stable financial situation. I am not a VTuber for like money. And like, yes, tips are appreciated and stuff like that. If my career makes money, it's great because I can invest it more into my career. But firstly, I run and manage a business. So I specifically made sure I had a good foundation financially before I moved on to VTubing. You know what I mean? A lot of people, I think this day and age, VTubing is very, very oversaturated. I have two mounts. I have this mount, and I have this one. Where are the hair eyebrows? Smile eyebrows. I think unless you just get really lucky, all things considered, I think it's very unlikely you'll like immediately try being a VTuber and blow up into where you can live off of money, unless you have a really good skill, or unless you have like you just get lucky essentially. So it's always good to have a financially stable something. You know what I mean? Good God, it is so hard. It is so much different to see the artwork. Excuse me, the layers on Clip Studio Paint versus Procreate. In the gun channel, a couple companies were mentioned if you want one. For what? Eye Sparkle? Eye Sparkle? Alright, what? Eye Spark? K-E-L. Whatever. K-E-L. K-E-K. Am I dyslexic too, and? Good God. Alright, now what is this? Okay. Leonard. Leonard. The boo was when I was 5 and tripped and fell and got infected because I couldn't stop poking at it. It has a big scar. Ew. That's gross. Shout out to children. Okay, this keyboard's gonna have to move. Sup, my yep to be favorite streamer says Bob, the greatest there ever was. Sorry I'm delayed and slow today. I'm trying to figure out my life. Good God. I'm struggling. Alright, now what was I typing? Leonard. Eye line color. There we go. Alright, skin's good. I have to edit this line art just a tiny bit. because I moved this around. The heads up thing you were talking about last stream is a red dot or holographic sight. Ah, I see. Oh, I see. I realize I missed kind of half your message right there. Let's see. What size? I'll give it the end of the week to decide. You sound like you're falling under the exact Tasato pipeline. He did the same thing. He was like, you're like my 4th or 5th favorite streamer, and now he's head over heels in love with me, which is mad embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I'm going insane waiting for my packages. I will say there's nothing better than waiting for your packages. There's nothing better, but it is a very unhealthy relationship you're kind of doing to yourself. But I do it too, so I get it. What are we making Tasato do? He's gonna be on timestamp duty. Hopefully if he rewatches this video. Usually he's like a selfish, greedy son of a bitch, so he's like, if you're not live, I'm not watching. Alright. It's been a while. It really has. Like I'm trying to get him to take the Dakimakura to either Rainforest Cafe, or maybe Walmart. Not Walmart, excuse me. What's it called? I do not like how that looks. Where's an airbrush? A McDonald's. I think that'd be fine. No need to shame boy Tasato like that. He should be shamed, actually. I don't think we shame him enough. This is way too big. Well, you lost points from that, says Bob. It's okay, Bob. I know I've already taken your heart. It's alright. It's not the first, second, third, or fourth time it's happened, actually. My poor viewers. They don't get a lot of attention outside of their, you know, home life. And so when I give them attention, they lose their mind and they fall head over heels in love with me. There's a few of these, recipients in chat, actually, so feel free to, get to know each other. Feel free to, get comfortable, you know what I mean? Why do you love seeing poor Tasato humiliate himself? Because it's great fun. That's why. It is a lot of fun, you know? It's his fault for falling in love, so it's fun to see the consequences. Make him a documentary style. That'd be hilarious. You can make a small cult. I kind of do already, low key, but I am trying to grow it. You know what I mean? All right, what the hell happened here? Okay. That's just the average VTuber fan, either lonely, shut-in, or rich out the wazoo. That is true. That is true. I will say. Tasato is the epitome of a VTuber fan. It just so happens that the VTuber he likes is within accessible reach to him. And he's like, finally, I've been dreaming of this. Ugly. Let's see, where are you? Right there. Alright. Let's fix this. You should have seen him in real life. Chaos was like jumped, so I was like, how high? 6'7", by the way. He was mad funny. He's very obedient. And you love to see it. You'll love to see it. Take you, put you there. There we go. Ugh, that looks ugly, but what else? Oh, that's right. I can just erase. There we go. Yeehaw! Okay. Yeah, because I was moving the tail around, so that's why I had to fix that line art right here. Oops, forgot it right here as well. Line art. Tasato should play basketball. I think his excuse is he has bad knees or something like that. But he's also very, very uncoordinated in real life. He walks like a very small, abandoned child. Tasato's gonna be kicking his feet that he's been mentioned. Oh god, that is true. Fenris Wolf. Tasato is gay. Gay people don't play basketball. Alright, technically by my past logic where I was hinting at very suspicious when people fall in love with a tomboy, masculine person. Perhaps by that logic. Poor Tasato. Alright, that should be good. Now let's go fix this tail. under the hair section. There's all this. Ink drop. This. What's up? How's the drawing going? The drawing's going pretty good, all things considered. Uh-oh. Wrong layer. It was going good. It's going pretty good. I just started, so you know how it is. Lesbian, actually. Tasato's a lesbian? Alright. That makes sense. Either he's gay or lesbian. One or the other. Alright, nice and pretty right here. I think we need some yellow fixing over here. Where is that yellow anyway? I don't even know where I put that yellow. I'll ignore this. Alright, put you there. Tasato is a guy. Allegedly. Again, behind every man is actually a woman, and behind that woman is a princess. Men love to be treated like princesses. Unbelievable. 2025, never thought you'd see it that way. Alright, that looks good. That looks good. Alright, do I need to fix any of this? I don't. Yeehaw! Okay, fix the error. True, says Dark Virus. Exactly. Fukusar, nail polish. Exactly. You guys are princesses. Any princesses in chat? Like, men, they want to be like, do you still love me? Do you still love me? Oh, God. It's tough out here. Ooh! I think it should be fun. I'm a Floridian Disney princess. What are you doing today, Debunked? Don't you have school or something you should pay attention to? Attendant to? Okay. Nice. Alright, let's work on this little jersey thing, whatever it's called. It always ends up back at the medieval Renaissance roleplay. It does. Alright, liner. Let's go to the jacket. Yes, it is that. Alright, where's the skirt? Shirt. What is this? Vest? Yep. Vest. What is this? Spats. Accessories. I got plasma donation in an hour. Are you doing it for money? Because I know a lot of people do that for money. I would never donate plasma. That's so scary. I couldn't for the longest time because I was anemic. But, like, voluntarily, I heard it's very painful. I heard it's very... Wait. Or am I thinking of bone marrow? Can you donate bone marrow? Or am I just, like, insane? Oh, it's a plasma donation? I think it's like a deeper vein blood donation. Everybody catching 380 strays. Hell yeah. Alright, what is this? Oh, skirt. I forget what I did as far as the pattern on the skirt. I know I used a pattern, I thought. Let me see. Yep, I did. So, whoops. I put shirt instead of skirt. I can't spell. Skirt. I didn't know you could donate plasma. Yeah. Ew, the yellow thing? Ew. Is that what that is? Is plasma the yellow part that, like, separates? Ew. Such good Jiraco Reality VTuber P59. How are you doing? Good morning. How are you doing? It's the yellow fluid. Ew. That makes me like, ugh. You know what I mean? It makes me shudder. What the? I'd say like right here. That should be good. Whoops, wrong guy. Alright, take this. Select. Man, shout out to the people who are so good at Clip Studio Paint that they can just do this all so quickly. Alright. I want to delete the outside. Delete outside. Excuse me. I think plasma looks cute. That's nasty. That's making me cringe. I'm getting a $625 for the first month of Planet donation. Oh, damn. I'm not gonna lie. You're getting $625 for the first month. How many? How many sessions do you have to do? Suddenly things are a little different now. 8? Oh, Hmm. Rasterize. Ah! Oh, come on. No, wrong one. I mean, I was just on the wrong layer. I think I was on the wrong layer. LOL. Oh, God. Twice a week isn't bad. I mean, that's a lot of your fluids. You know, why is this not delete? Why do I keep going to the wrong layer? Okay, that's weird. Oh, maybe that's why. Okay. Actually, I figured out. I did the wrong thing. There we go. And then we'll delete the outside so it's not so, Does plasma regenerate for a fact? Good God. It all looks like yellow. Ew. I'll give you 625 plays to cosplay Supersonico once. I think I could do that. The only thing is, like, the only thing I have to consider is because back when I was kind of a new streamer, I did that one cosplay of Racing Baltimore. And I wasn't super invested in my community at the time. Now I think I might mentally scar my community if I do another lewd cosplay. I was thinking about it. I was like, I think I might actually fry their brain. Multiply? Nope, that's not it. What the hell did I use for the... Alright, give me 1 second. I gotta check the other thing. Sonic was a very comfy looking outfit. Oh, that's true. Can you imagine me doing the absolute most unlewd one possible? Skirt. Pleats. What did I do for the pleats? Flat pattern. Overlay. I did an overlay. Alright, give me a second. It'll be like Tiger Parker Sonical or Christians here. Oh, I was thinking about like a guitar outfit. Like, you know, the black leather guitar outfit? Alright, overlay. There we go. I'm sure Tasato died when you did that one. You know what I mean? I love how he did not say a whole lot, all things considered. He really did not. I think he was maulding. And then that also, I think, was the moment Debunk got insanely fucking weird after that cosplay. I'm like, he never was the same after that. Can't, says Bob, the greatest there ever was. Please make a lewd cosplay and give these goobers a heart attack. Oh no. I don't know about that. I only do it for Valentine's Day. That's my gift to the community. I think that might not be thick enough. Yeah, I need to make it a little bit thicker. Hello, Xander Cage Z. How are you doing? No comment really makes you think. You know what I mean? It really makes you think. It was so over. It rewired these people's brain chemistries. I really enjoy your content. Thanks, Girth Demon. Thanks, Girth Demon. I appreciate it. Okay. Everyone's so creative. But thank you, I do appreciate it. Where's my pen? Erase. Wait, I know that name? You know that? What do you mean you know that name? What the? What the? Men, SMH, Chaos.store. Guys, shout out to Chaos.store. That's my business that I run in order to Vtube. Please check it out if you have free time. You know, but if not, that's fine too. You know what I mean? I appreciate it. But thank you, my dear Dark Bars, as well. Girth Demon, you're everywhere. What the hell is this Girth Demon? With the Piplup. I love how the very innocent, very cute Piplup, though. It's like he's a polite Girth Demon, you know? I've seen them in Mimi's chat. What the? That's hilarious. Okay. Maybe that looks so... Okay, maybe it's not perfect. It's not as low as it usually is. Oh, well. Anyways, that was forever ago. Yeah, forever ago, your brain chemistry changed. Debunk really said, okay, let's get back to talking about me, please. Greedy. He's called the Slab. I actually love Piplup. I think you do. Don't you have that giant... You love that. You have that giant Piplup, right? That's so funny. Let's see. Skirt stripe. Skirt stripe. There we go. Alright, now that... There we go. Now we got... It kind of looks bad, I'm not gonna lie. What the hell happened here? What the... Alright, let me just fix this. Alright, take you, put you like that. Put you like this. Erase. Talk about me instead. I'm cool and interesting. You are the most boring and basic person here, Jeff Jefferson. You're like, look at me. Look at me. I like edgy stuff. Whatever the popular vote is, I'm going to choose the opposite of that, and that's going to be my fave. That's Jeff Jefferson. You got to try a little less hard. You know what I mean? A bit of a try hard, my dear. Alright, make it a little bit thinner. I never learned why it was there. LOL. I'm slow. Why? What was there? What was there? Did you have any caffeine today? I did. I had some, what's it called? A Starbucks. There's more in the fridge, actually. It's a, apple crisp shaken espresso is what I had. There's some in the fridge still, in case I need more. That thing is like packing like 360 milligrams of freaking caffeine. I'm high. Oh, I read only half your stuff. In my high school calculus class, there was a Piplup plush stuck in the light in the ceiling. Oh, okay. I was like, why are you there? There we go. That makes sense now. It's not on purpose. Yes, it is, Jeff Jefferson. You are an attention whore. That is simply what it is. You know, that's all it is. And there's nothing wrong with being an attention whore, but if you want to have like positive, long-lasting attention, you have to make an identity and a personality for yourself. Because you're always jumping like all these fandoms all the time. And it's like, okay, what does Jeff Jefferson really stand for? Absolutely nothing. He's at the whim of his, the Twitter recommended page. Whatever is recommended to you is exactly what you're going to fall for and be like, let me find the least popular character and that'll be my fave. You gotta have something you stand for. Alright, this is gonna have to do. Rotten Hill, these pants. F skirts. Alright, so this is the skirt. Yep, I'm putting a skirt folder. Might be a little easier. Folder. Skirt. And I'll put all the skirt bitches right here. Oh, my foot is numb. You know when your foot falls asleep? Throw the towel, coach. They're killing them out there. Any objections, Jeff Jefferson? Any objections? Oh, God, my leg is asleep. If you were to summarize every Donatachi, if I were to summarize you cumulatively all together as one, I think that'd be cruel and injustice to some of the good ones around here. But mostly, it really depends, because I know a lot of people here are actually here to improve their life and to become more confident, so like that, so I applaud those. But I realize my community is split into two groups of people. The Donatachis, who are training to become extreme men, and the Peanut Tachi Gallery, aka the Hayus and the JC Aces. You know, so it really depends if they're a part of the Donatachi Gallery, Peanut Tachi Gallery, or the Donatachis. I was going to the vest, is what I was doing. Okay, new layer. Clipping mask. Yeehaw. I like peanuts. That's good, that's good. Peanut Tachi's a great name, unironically, isn't it? I thought of it the other day on stream. I think it was like calling Jace a Peanut Tachi. And I'm like, you know what, actually? That's a really good one. The Peanut Tachi. What is Spectrum Jace to Hayu? You know what I mean? I don't know if you saw that one time, me and Hayu absolutely beefing. Absolutely beefing in the Discord. That was so funny. It was so funny. You know, everyone's gonna ask, you know, which one they are, you know what I mean? It's just, and wait for that one leaf to start. That one leaf's always the one who's starting to be like, what about me? Like, if you were to say me specifically, you know what I mean? Oh, flip. Okay, I don't know if I like that. We'll see. Hold on. Dear Lord, my computer is shaking. I saw LOL. That was so funny that one time. We were about to slaughter each other. I'm like, you know what? You love to see it. I don't really love that, that's for sure. Ah, you nut. Exactly. Jace may spawn into band, not to be called a peanut. Jace is so funny, actually. I love it when he sees biblical words. He's like, Kaoza, can we ban this evangelical? He's actually so funny. Okay, I think this is a little bit better. I'm not really sure how people like blend colors properly, so I'm just trying my best. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just trying my hardest. Alright, we'll go with that. Have you thought of making the Hi You Nut a YouTube emote? Oh, I need to kind of just like copy and paste a lot of the emotes that I have from Discord over here. Because it's like literally, why not? You know what I mean? But I've not considered it. But I should, though, is what I'm saying. I get the blending and tool and blend it. Okay. We'll figure it out. KO's angry is all we have. I think that's so funny. I'm such a like terrible what's it called? VTuber or whatever. I would like to eventually, once I get all my stuff together, because like I have to do more work on my end and more like business work. Once I get that all situated, excuse me, I would like to figure out ways I can do more members content. You know what I mean? I think that'd be kind of cool. KO versus High always has me rolling. I cannot wait. We have to do it on stream one day, though. Like, we have to just rage at each other. It is so funny, because it's like married couple rages between us. You would think, but it's like it's the only type of rage that can come from a relationship where it's like you're almost siblings. You know what I mean? Like, people like would love. Oh, I'm using the wrong blend. That's why. People would dream of having this type of relationship rage. Can you play Mario Party while arguing? I've never played Mario Party before, though. So, I don't know for sure. My favorite part of Chaos vs. High is it starts usually from literally nothing. It starts from fucking nothing. Like, him when he lies about the price of a Louis Vuitton purse, and then we start going at each other's throat. He's so stupid. It literally does start from nothing. And good God, I wanted to kill him the one day where, like, the whole autism thing with Tylenol. And he was like, oh, let's get you to bed, Grandma. Your tinfoil hat. Like, he's such a fucking slanderer without even knowing what he's saying. Not the Louis Vuitton, you know what I mean? It's so funny. We love a man that knows what a department store is. I was gonna kill him. And he's so shady about it. It's like, you know, he has such a cushy position in his life where he can just be that shady. Men. Whoops, I did not like that. Oh well. Alright, let's blend these bitches. But my seer school, but me getting tortured. Therefore, everyone in the military must cater to me. I wonder where that one guy went who said he's going to boot camp here soon. I thought that was really funny. I was like, what an honor to be like your last civilian moments in the presence of that. A dead dog? Not dead dog. He's going to MEPS. MEPS is a little different. MEPS is where, let me move this up a little bit more. You just go get your medical exam. And a lot of people don't, like, make it past MEPS because this is where, interesting enough, sometimes the MEPS school, the MEPS experience you go through, you get a full medical exam. And a lot of people actually, end up getting, like, life-changing diagnoses because the military does a very thorough job before they let you into the military. And people find out that they have a cancer and stuff like that because of the MEPS thing. So either way, a positive thing in the regards that like he's gonna be getting a really good healthcare experience. You know, but hopefully it all turns out well. A lot of people MEPs were dicks. Man, I never had a problem. I was always a loner, and I was fine being a loner, so I never really had problems in MEPs. It was kind of funny because like they just put us all in a hotel, and I just did not spend time with anybody. Oh God. Welcome to Welcome in Best Child Gore of Chaos in the Store. Thank you, my dear Dark Virus. Is Gore really in here? Gore VVB. Hello, Gorv. How are you doing? Guys, if you don't know, Gorv's a genius, but he's very, very shy and not confident, and we're training him to become an unstoppable force. So we're trying to build up his confidence so he can, like, speak better. Because he's a very shy little guy. Hello, government. An old man is gonna look at bro holes. Bob, you're very interesting. You were very interesting to say the least. I don't think this is the color I was using. Round watercolor brush. Maybe this is it. Yeah, I think this is it. Donatachis. Who the hell is a snake? Who is a snake? Oops, I'm using the wrong layer. Oops, edit, redo. File, redo. This is the bright layer. Poor Gorv is being clicker trained. He's going to become an unstoppable force. I can feel it. You know what I mean? What's that supposed to mean? What the hell did whatever it is you said? An old man is going to look at bro's hole. Oh, okay. You're saying like a doctor is going to examine your no-no squares. Absolutely. Is absolutely. I will say what sucked for me is I obviously am a woman. I say obviously, lol. And I had a male doctor. That was super. That sucked. I'm not gonna lie. It was like an old guy. I was like, this sucks. This sucks. Dragon Dark Virus because he likes Blue Eyes White Dragon. Blue Eyes White Dragon isn't. Oh, that's a Yu-Gi-Oh. I was thinking Dragon Ball. Okay. I got kicked out from the peanut cup portion twice of maps. You can't pass a, what's it called? A piss test? Alright, let's put you right here. I don't like the way this looks. I'm not going to lie. But you know, I like listening to your stream while I work out. Hell yeah, I like that you work out. I'm trying to get my community more fitness inclined around here. So I try to work out too to be like, look guys, it's easy. It's easy. Because a lot of these kids' problems could easily be solved just by starting a workout routine. You know what I mean? So I'm glad you work out. What exactly do you do to work out? That seems uncomfortable though, super medical settings. It's just one of those things that you kind of get used to it, especially in the military. You lose all like private rights and all that good stuff. I'm like, damn, I was like, that kind of sucked. How does one get more confident? Well, you have to know what you stand for first and foremost. So you have to know your priorities and you have to know your strengths. So you have to have something that you work on. Like for me, even though I'm not the best illustrator, I'm a very successful business person. So that's where a lot of my confidence comes from, is the fact that I very successfully run a business. You know what I mean? So it's like you need to be able to observe your own strengths. Wrong layer. Find out who you really are, improve it, and working out and eating healthy makes someone more confident. Yeah, that too. You know, because the thing is like if you're overweight and unhealthy, there's a lot of negative health effects that come with it. And today, whether we like it or not, is a very, very, what's it called? I forget the word I'm looking for. But a society that prioritizes people's appearance, which it makes sense that humans have always judged each other's on appearance. It sucks in the idea of like a storybook perspective. Like, don't judge a book by its cover. But in so many circumstances, you know, perhaps not so much in very rich part of the Western worlds, but judging a book by its cover is like between life and death. You know what I mean? It's just self-preservation and self-preservation. Hold on. There we go. You know, like if I'm walking by myself at night and I see a man coming around the corner, I'm going to pick up the speed. I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to judge him. He's probably harmless. You know what I mean? And a lot of people like think they live in a fantasy world where that doesn't exist when it 1,000,000,000% exists. You know, you should judge books by its cover. So that's being said, being overweight is indicative of a lot of health conditions, you know. So if you get that out of the way, you will physically feel better. And yes, some people, it's easier for them to lose weights than others. It's definitely something you should work on. I've been getting more confident. What would you say is the catalyst of why you started feeling more confident that one, Lee, if I do ask? God, the way I'm sitting is like making my leg go super numb. I had a male doctor examine my no-no square for my FFA medical. I found that uncomfortable, and I was lucky to have someone in the same gender. Yeah, I was like, weird. Going to gym made me less confident fun enough. Why? Were you, did you have the spotlight effect where you felt like everyone was looking at you? Because that usually does not make much sense. Like Garibaldo, exactly. I'm judging Garibaldo for exactly what he looks like. He can keep himself a little nicer. He can wear nicer clothes. He can pluck his eyebrows. But he doesn't. He chooses not to. So what does that say about him? Rip Garibaldo. That's good logic. Good on you. Someone has to make sure people get home safe. I mean, like I said, it's just a lot of people who have this ideology that like, oh, you're wrong for judging a book by its cover, have probably lived a very sheltered and safe life, which good for them. But it's just like, it's not the case for everybody. You know what I mean? Everyone needs to do a tour in the ghetto. Live in the ghetto a couple years and you'll straighten it up. You'll straighten up. Let's put a little bit right here. How about that? Loving the arts, my birthday. This is such a great way to start my day. Hello, Foxman Dragon. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Today's October 14th. Happy birthday. Going to gym just made me feel quite pathetic. Okay, so it sounds like you might just be intellectually lazy. Are you saying like it makes you feel pathetic because you were weak and you're just going to give up? So it's like, how do you expect to get better? You know what I mean? Imagine if I put my pen and pencil, or excuse me, paper on pencil, pencil on paper. Good God. Imagine if I gave up after I'm terrible at speaking. You know, and be like, oh, this is not a good line. I'm giving up. It sounds like you're just not mentally resilient. What a mood. Real talk, Dark Virus. My white wife is always like, why are we crossing the street, Teehee? It's so funny. You know what I mean? I am very, very selective. You know what I mean? I'll hurry the pace. You know, I practice my sprints. You know what I mean? I literally got a gun for self-preservation and self-protection. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Shout out to a lot of these people. You know? Yeah. Happy birthday, Fox Mondragon. Exactly. I'm not saying I'm giving up, I'm just saying it makes me feel worse. I can do something while I feel bad. Okay, but you have to understand that in life, you're gonna have to push yourself, Jeff Jefferson. Like, life is not easy. You're not always gonna feel good. You know, do it feeling bad. You know? You have to prioritize that in your life, that you are gonna experience things that are not super comfy. You know, not super, comfortable. And that is simply life. You know? A lot of people in this world can't choose when they feel comfortable and when they don't. Alright, now that looked bad. Alright, I'll figure this out. Let me just do a little airbrush. Let's just hope for the best here. Okay, not bad. I know that's what I'm doing. So are you still going to the gym? Because it is hard to read, because it just sounds like you're kind of making, you know, reasons why you don't go to the gym. Is what I'm trying to say. Alright, let me take this color right here. This. An unfair bias I have, I always get immediate cautious when around a ghetto urban looking male who has tattoos and smell. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't let these people psyop you. Stargazer, listen to me. Listen to me. As someone who's lived in the ghetto, do not let these, I don't know who's responsible for it, psyop you into thinking you are bad for judging a book by its cover. Abso-fucking-lutely. You know what I mean? Abso-fucking-lutely judge a book by its cover. Yeah, if you feel uncomfortable about that situation, yeah, trust your gut. Like, I don't know why people are like, guys, we shouldn't listen to our guts anymore. We should be, accepting, and everybody is perfect and has good intentions. Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not. Alpha lock. All right, let's color you this color. So I want to help with confidence. Make your own money. That too. That too. Money does help boost confidence. Don't let it get to your head though, because some people let it get to their head easily. Thank you, Gorv. Yeah, I went today and felt sad, but still went. Why did you feel sad though? So now you should really ask yourself, or let me ask you. Why did you feel sad going? You got to give me a specific. You can't just say I felt sad because that's a cop-out answer. You have to look deep down within you. Why did you feel sad? Because I will say that to getting to the bottom of a lot of like people's personal issues, you have to ask yourself kind of these like uncomfortable questions, to say the least. I can't even tell how often I've moved out of the way because of how a person looked. Probably saved my life for 1,000,000,000%. Again, if you need someone to play explain, be like, KOs have told me to judge books by its cover. You know? I will say, and like a lot of this I learned from my dad, who came from a third world, crime-ridden, terrorist-ridden country. And then he worked as a prison security guard. He literally saw criminals and dealt with them for the longest time. And he's the one who taught me these things, so yeah. Thankfully, I didn't have to live through those experiences to learn from them. So you guys should too. Hello, my love, your favorite chatter has arrived. Raina, welcome to the stream. Long time no see. How you doing, Tasato Gardozan? Who's Kaoza? Exactly. You don't even have to finish, you know what I mean? Because I'm a weak little guy, little man with weak legs and weak arms and everything is strong, okay? Well, stop fucking paying attention to other people, you weirdo. You should be there to focus on yourself. You don't need to be looking around. Like, how are you gonna care so much about what other people are doing? You know what I mean? You must have, like, to me, that indicates that you don't have a lot of confidence in yourself to be paying attention. Because, like, I can't even think. Every now and then I'm at the gym and I see kind of like a wacko. I'm like, wow, that person's kind of wacky. But it's because they're doing something incredibly wacko. But you should not be paying that much attention to other people. You know what I mean? Poor Tasato gives Tasato a donut. Hell yeah. Crying emoji, or pensive emoji, says Tasato. Hello, Tasato, how are you doing? Are you on your lunch break? It is so funny how you're always talking about being a wagey in the Discord. How are you? How am I, Gorv? Thanks, Gorv, for asking. Thank you, Gorv. Since you didn't tag anyone in particular, you're asking me how I'm doing. I'm doing pretty good, all things considered. I'm trying to force some motivation out of me. I got a lot of work to do before, especially before December. Megan! Oh my god. I am so situated in my chair, I cannot open my door. I'm not confident all side. Okay, so why are you not confident, though? You have to ask yourself. Like me, personally, I had childhood obesity, and I was a chunker, and that made me very unconfident because I see the way, excuse me, if you're overweight, you know the way people treat you. You know? And so that made me very unconfident the way people treated me. And then I stopped being a chonker, and now I'm way more confident because people treat me better, you know? I was talking smack about you, hell yeah. Kay was taking Tasato's question for herself. Gorv said, how am I doing? You know what I mean? Thanks for asking me too. Keep yourself, you're so funny. the capital, keep yourself safe. That's when you know. All right, let's go down here. That's what I try and keep in mind. What did Dark Virus say? I'm too slow. But yeah, you should not be sitting here like comparing yourself to, because it's a classic thing. It's like comparison is the thief of joy. If you really compared yourself to the rest of the world, you'd be dumb. That's all there is to it. You'd just be really dumb. So stop feeling bad. It's that easy. Hazel, do you have Animal Crossing? I don't. Aren't they gonna make like aren't they due for like a new Animal Crossing? Sometime soon. I'd probably, no, I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna be like, I'll probably play it. To me, Animal Crossing is one of the most pointless games. It's chore simulator. You know what I mean? Like, why would I do that in fiction when I can do that in real life? There are so many things I can work on in real life. That's not chore simulator. You know? I compare myself to rural areas of third world countries to inflate my ego. If that works, because, like, I will say at the end of the day, as long as you can have some sort of fucking source of motivation, it's a good thing, you know? As long as it's not at the harm of others. You know, think whatever you need to think in order to improve yourself. You know? Tasato is the true prize here. Bob, do you know Tasato is in severe poverty? I don't know about the prize. What do you find as a prize in Tasato? What we the community doing for Thanksgiving? What are we doing for Thanksgiving? A mukbang? No, that's very unhealthy. Oh, I'll do some mad exercises. That's what I'll do. I'll do like an endurance stream. I'll bike X amount of miles in Zwift, and then I'll do like Miku boxing after. Be like, I don't give enough food. Thanksgiving is so overhyped to me. I don't know why. And like, I'm a hater. Okay, guys, I am a D1 hater. Why do we have a whole holiday, like just formed around binge eating? Like, that's wild. Like, could we have not thought of a better way to be appreciative of whatever it is we're supposed to be appreciative of? I do ask. I feel like there just could have been a few better ways to, you know, handle it. Rural areas ever are stupid as hell, El Mayo. I'll flip. I fully agree on you on Animal Crossing. You know what I mean? I was gonna be even like fake as fuck and be like, I'll play it when it comes out. And I was like, no, I won't. Why would I do chores? Why would I do chores for no money and no personal gain? You know what I mean? Food gluttony and greed. You know what I mean? What a hater. Why you lying fatty? Listen here. I will say, like, I like to eat. I like to indulge. You know what I mean? I govern myself, however. But I kind of draw the line at Thanksgiving. And then everyone's like, oh, don't worry, it's Thanksgiving. You can gorge and eat. I'm starting to sound like, oh my god, low tier god. No, you shouldn't. What's a D1? D1? A D1. A D1? I think it's a class of like sports player. Or means they're very high caliber. So I'm a high caliber hater is what I'm saying. Back to shirts. I bought and played Animal Crossing, didn't play it again. You know what I mean? It's just chore simulator. It's for people who I gotta calm down. I'm getting too much of a hater today. It is for people who have quite literally nothing better to do. I understand the idea and the need to relax. I just think there's better outlets to relaxing as a person. Like meditate, do some yoga, stretch, do something creative. Oh, you can do creative islands in Animal Crossing. I just think the human is so much capable of more. I think drawing a picture is a better creative outlet than Animal Crossing. You know what I mean? Animal Crossing, like the people that attract Animal Crossing, it's just, I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm getting too worked up today. Everyone's catching haters. Or hate attacks, whatever you want to call this. Familiar clipping mask. Worse, you're not doing any chores for no money. You're paying to do chores. Oh, that's even worse. Because you pay for the damn $60,000 game. You're paying to do chores. I like Animal Crossing. The creatures are cute. It's fine to just like Animal Crossing. Be like, oh, look, yeah, the characters are cute. But when you invest your time, your precious time on this earth, your precious time to play that game, wild. Being creative is mostly free too. Get it together. Exactly, Dark Virus. And we wonder why as a society, which I'm very well aware, our economy is dog. We wonder why we have such a financial problem. Never played Animal Crossing. Okay. It's just, I don't know. You know what I mean? Lay comfy game. It's just not for me. Alright. I don't know how I like that. My worked off life. Wasn't Low Tier God the one who said the funny thing? Low Tier God has said literally anything. So probably. But he said, I think he was, who was he attacking? I don't know if he was attacking Wings of Redemption. But he was like, all you do is gorge and eat. Lazy Tachis, get to work, stay hard. Chaos, and thank you, my dear Dark Virus, for the 2 super chats. I do appreciate it. But you know what I mean? I just believe there's so much more to the human species than some of the things we do, you know? And I will say there's an asterisk. If you can make a lot of money off of playing that game, sure. You know, things are a little changed, but even then, I'm like, ugh. A lot of people don't know how to handle money either. That's so true. And a lot of people think that they are entitled and they must consume like DoorDash and stuff like that. Like they must do it, and they're like, oh, eating out, or excuse me, buying groceries is like the same cost. It's really not, because 9 times out of 10, you just want the tastiest food because you're so dopamine starved. You're so dopamine starved. You want the tastiest food in the world, and you're like, why does this cost money, time, and effort? You know what I mean? If you just eat a very bland, boring diet, like humans were designed to do, doing groceries and making your own food is way cheaper. That's also another thing, the whole DoorDash argument. Especially, it's so funny because DoorDash, like, just came into existence, like, what, a couple years ago? But a lot of people spend their money on DoorDash. And it's frankly sad. Alright, that does not look good. Oh well, oh well. I like Thanksgiving because it's a holiday and you get a day off. Don't like the whole stressing over making lots of food. Yeah, agreed. I'm not about that. Of course, spend time with family. That's a whole other thing. But like the whole stress. Is this the right damn pen? Round watercolor. I don't know if it is. Maybe I should be doing texture blender. I think maybe I should be. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. You could say that about any video game. Most cases you could really say that for about any video game. But there are like sometimes where it's like a video game. There are a few video games that require like concentration and spatial awareness that benefit you, because it's like, for example, a proven study that Tetris helps you with rumination and PTSD and unwanted thoughts. So there are a few video games where it's like they are beneficial. Funniest part is Tetris was not designed with that in mind. It just so happened to be that way. But yeah, I would say a good majority of video games are that way. Just buy some butter, MSG, and all your food will taste great. There we go. There we go. I can handle money when I'm alone, although often called greedy growing up because I always asked why when they asked to borrow my saved up monies. Yeah, you're a pushover pansy, but you're not that anymore, right, Stargazer? You're not a little bitch anymore, right, Stargazer? That's why you should watch KO if you need dopamine. Hell yeah. If I'm giving you too much dopamine, though, leave. Save yourselves, you guys. Some of my buddies are still suspecting me of being whatever that means, but we're not the same person at all. Just some random guy who comments, Chase the Ace, you confirmed in a stream. Don't make me make a clip out of the time you confirmed it. Jace is like, this conversation is not about me right now. How could I make it about me? If you say Tetris, I'll go insane. Exactly. You know? Why would I play a game and encourage my community to play that game too if it wasn't helpful? I'm always looking out for the Donatachis because they don't damn look out for themselves. Someone's got to do it around here. Joy, just say you're not a little bitch anymore. Exactly. See, listen here. Stargazer used to be a little bitch, and he's not a little bitch anymore. Right, Stargazer? Right. Most video games have beneficial attributes, but it's always in moderation only. I could say that, but I could also disagree. You say most video games. Most is doing a lot of the lifting here. I could say 9 times out of 10, I could find a more productive thing to do with your time than playing the video game that you say has a beneficial attribute. Chase the Ace, you know what I mean? Like Stellar Blade, you're so funny. Dark Virus, you're so fucking funny. Like Stellar Blade? Yeah, that's a really good one. There we go. It's not perfect. He's getting the job done. Someone's got to do it. KO's a Lamar. I think that's a reference to Kendrick Lamar, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Most of the benefits are things like hand-eye coordination. Okay, so hand-eye coordination, could you not do that with something of a more active, like thing like you do like at the gym, for example? You can do hand-eye coordination. And why does a human need so much hand-eye coordination? To me, that's like the same type of argument people say for like, oh, it's okay for my kid to be an iPad kid because they learn how to use technology at a young age. Yes, kids can learn, that's a good thing, but there's better ways to learn. And how much hand-eye coordination do we need as a species? I don't remember which one I was using. Kendrick who? I only know Kaoza. You goofball. You don't have to be productive all the time, though. That's kind of a toxic mindset. It's not necessarily being productive. It's just doing valuable and healthy things with your free time. You know what I mean? Like I said, if you want to relax, you know, you can choose video games. You can choose eating. You can choose eating sweets. Or you can choose something like solving puzzles. You can choose something like drawing. You can choose something like singing. You could choose something like meditation, like yoga, like stretching, like exercising, like photography, like writing, like journaling, you know? Or you could choose video games. So I'm not saying being productive all the time 24/7. It's just with the choices that you have, you should make smart choices. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Alright, and a little blur right here. Not too bad, all things considered. My advice to others, says Stargazer.tv Studios. You gotta help yourself before helping others. Stargazer learned this the hard way, so listen to his words and write them in blood, absolutely. You could help someone if they're willing to put in the work as well, but otherwise cut them off or they'll parasite. Exactly. It teaches them improper behavior, you know? And it kind of ruins the dignity of a person as well. If you notice, like, in a lot of very healthy organizations that help like communities and stuff like that in need, like say like Africa, for example, how it's like people are donating money and time and like resources to Africa, the healthiest way to do it is actually if you set up some sort of like emulated environment where the person receiving the help can work for their money, like, excuse me, work for their resources, like even if it's just like a small game or something. That way it rewards, it teaches the brain to get dopamine and to get reward from your work. You know what I mean? That is the healthiest way to help people, actually. Because if you just hand it to them, now, because like we're human and we go for the easiest path of least reduction, they're just gonna expect another handout, you know what I mean? But if they see like, hey, I did something and there was a reward, they're more likely to do something else to get another reward down the road. What about the die out? Bye, chat. See you, Brady Fox. Also, bye, Tasato. Bob, the greatest there ever was. Hell yeah. Video games. I don't know what that sign means. Social media scrolling. I think they're both bad, but I will say, honestly, video games are probably better than mindlessly doom scrolling. All things considered. All right, let's get over here. This is the color. I gotta work on my Tasato fan art. Why does Tasato get fan art? What did he do to deserve a fan art? Greater than. There we go. So video games are greater than scrolling social media. Agreed. It means that Tasato thinks video games are better than scrolling social media. I appreciate it, Gorv. My educated son. Look at you. Continuously educating the masses. So, Gorv, why are you so shy to speak? Do you have like a... Do you feel like you have like a strong accent or something that makes you hard to understand and that's why you don't like speaking? Because I do find it surprising that you are very, very timid, all things considered. My science means greater than. You're slow, Tasato. Tasato, what are you eating for lunch today? Okay, guys, I've been really upping my look at me. I'm trying to live a good, healthy life ideology. I've been taking a can of chicken breast. Canned chicken breast. Mix it with some mayo and mustard. And you literally cannot go wrong there. It tastes absolutely fantastic. Almost like deviled eggs. And then, like probably like 60 grams of protein with 0 carbs. It's fantastic. We need to monetize them so we can better serve you, that's why. We gotta monetize this auto. That's correct. I can't wait for Gorv. Oh, unless you say Gorv specifically. I can't wait for Gorv's debut. You know what I mean? No, I can't. Listen here. It's cheap and it's easy, okay? It's cheap and it's easy. I've got bills I've got to take care of. So it is cheap and easy to have the can. You just mix it all together. I'm telling you, it tastes 10 out of 10. Chick-fil-A's got nothing on the canned special. The canned KO's a special. Hell yeah, that sounds delicious. It actually really is, and it's really, really cheap, so I really do recommend it. Canned chicken. Oh, it tastes amazing. I don't know. I think I might have a Norwegian accent. It's hard to say, though, since in Norway the accent changes even our native language. I see, Gorv. So, is that why you're kind of, like, antsy to, like, speak in front of people? Because I think you could very easily speak in front of people. Yeehaw! You know, if you put your mind to it. I'll have to check it out. It's 10 out of 10. Maybe I'll do a reel and be like, alright, here's how you make the KOs a slop. And then if you have a Walmart nearby, get the keto bread. 35 calories per slice of bread. I think 4 grams of protein per slice of bread. And then, really good fiber for you. Extra protein yogurt, cottage cheese, and some cheese sticks drinking a protein drink. Wow, look at you. Protein Master Tosado. Gorv is the same in Germany, and they also understand me most of the time. I can move this away. Get out of here. Food review hand cam. I have a very impoverished palate, so I'll eat just about anything. I'm not gonna lie, but this tastes amazing. The canned KO's a slop. Cheap, effective, gets the job done. What more could you ask for? What more could you ask for? Okay, right here as well. You know, I need a lot of protein to actually get muscles at the gym, right? You really do, because think of protein as like a foundation building block, to become stronger, and it takes your body more effort to digest protein, so it works as a better fat burner as well. So it's really, really healthy for you. So definitely eat more protein if you can. Mayonnaise mustard always is a winning combo. You can't go wrong with that, literally. KO's at 7 a.m. Dubai chocolate for breakfast. I love how Dark Virus, you have seen me at my worst. And I also find it really funny because, like, I could be like, guys, no, you don't understand. I have a sweet tooth. I'm also bad at eating. And, like, nobody would believe me because usually I kind of show the opposite as far as, like, keeping myself in fit and all that good stuff and exercising. But you saw it in the flesh. You saw it in the flesh how unhinged I get around food. So I'm glad we were there to witness this moment. You know, together. I don't know if I like that. Fine, I ate it too. It was so good, all things considered. KO's should do a mini video making a tier list of all the breakfast cereals. Okay, first of all, cereal is terrible for you. Fried to eggs. I could see that. I could see that. But cereal is just like, you guys, if you still eat cereal, I'm side-eyeing Dark Virus right now. You are a child. You are a child. That is nothing but sugar, and you are a child. I hate to break it to you, Dark Virus. It does not come down to my accent. I simply do not, at this time, want to speak on stream, says Gorb very politely. However, Gorb, at what time would you want to speak on stream then? How much protein do you get from that mix? Says Debunk. Tosado sleeping in the kitchen hit hard. I know, we put the bad dog in the kitchen. He lost his rights. He lost his rights. Yeah, I do like that darker. Yeah, I do like that darker. Big oatmeal's taking over. Big oatmeal's pretty good for you. Oatmeal's high in fiber, so it is actually pretty good for you. I don't know, says Gorv. You got this, Gorv. You're just shy. See, the problem, Gorv, listen here. Gorv, here's the problem. You already admitted it. You already admitted that the reason you don't want to talk on stream is because you're shy and you're scared. So now I am not going to relent. Because I do not promote that kind of behavior. Of being a coward. Of being a coward. Oh god, how many times have I have to erase this? Let me just take it into the pen. Nice is debunked. Kao's looks and acts healthy. Also, Kao's stop eating garbage. We must be like Kaoza. Eats 2 by chocolate. No tomorrow. It was so good. Okay, so listen here, Stargazer. Listen here. The son of a bitch. Who? Okay, so guys, if you were to make a guess of who would give me chocolate to sabotage my body and appearance, who would give me unlimited access to Dubai chocolate because that person doesn't want me with anybody else in this world, who do you think that would be? Who do you think that would be? You know what I mean? Because that's exactly what happened. It was a slander campaign against me. I'm trying to slowly implement more protein in my diet. A good way to do that is yogurt. Yogurt, keto bread, eggs, and honestly cheese. Like don't sleep on cheese sticks. You know what I mean? Unlimited is a strong word. It was unlimited for me, damn near. Alright, we'll take that. Whatever. Whatever. Dark virus, Reina. So Reina the artist TV 8654, it was actually Tasato. Gorv, you should get a human puppet Gorv write text and someone reads it. Gorv is just a little scared guy. You know, and so that was his biggest mistake, is telling me he didn't want to talk on stream because he was scared. Taking notes. Already got yogurt, cheese, eggs, and fish. Fish is very fantastic. It's whether or not you can afford it, though. At the time, to eat a healthy amount of fish, I cannot afford it. So if you can afford it, abso-fucking-lutely. Absolutely. Go ham on the fish. Alright, whatever. Alright, actually I need to make this a little darker. Get over here! Good God, where are you going? There we go. The toast bird! Yeah, Reina, for my birthday, when everyone met up in Vegas, Tasato gave me a bunch of Dubai chocolate. Because he wanted to sabotage me and make me gain weight. Because he's a sick freak and he knows I can't control myself around chocolate. Unbelievable, Reina. It's like, you think you know a guy. You know, you think you know a guy, Reina. Big one, a little person, one jar of pistachio cream. You're a fat ass. You're a fat ass for that. Why would you do that to me? Smoked oysters were just $1 per can at Aldi. Smoked oysters are a great one, too. I love me some oysters. Why does everyone still think I am just some random guy who comments Jace Ace? Because you came in here one time and said, hey, by the way, you guys, that's my side account. That's why everyone thinks that still. Okay, I need to do a little bit better. Talking on stream is a lot easier when someone else is than alone. I know. But we are going to get Gorv. We are going to get Gorv, and he is going to become a biological weapon. Alright, I don't think I like that, though. I'll just do a second layer and do a clipping mouse. But hello, Crispy Clee, how are you doing? Michigan Dubai chocolate. Absolutely slaps. Absolutely slaps. I mean, like, for example, says Gorv not answering my question and then completely ignoring the streamer. In most countries, accents are considered of lower status or dirty, or that you aren't allowed to speak in any accent on television. What the? This is the first I've ever heard about this. Since when? I mean, I can kind of see it. For a while, people were like, trying to make it a big deal if you spoke in a southern accent. Okay, so okay, I can kind of see it. Perhaps, but you can't let those people get to you, because accents are charm points. You know what I mean? They make you charming. Don't listen to the slanderous libel of the simpletons of the Pinatachi Gallery. I do say. What are we talking about? I never did that. I'll look for the clip, Jace Ace. I'll look for the clip and I'll put it on there in proof. Alright, put you in the shirt section. Shirt. Chaos Channel, what did you ask? I was busy talking with Leaf. You are so fucking funny. I was basically asking once again, what was your reasoning for not wanting to talk on stream? I think is kind of the what I was doing. Why is this a clipping mask? I didn't even know I could do a folder clipping mask. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff happening here. Vest. I'm good, just really busy. I've cut out gaming for reading. I'm actually enjoying it. That's good. I like people who make proper and smart choices around here. How are you enjoying the books? Because I did see that you bought them. I'm very proud of you for doing so. That is really good. Accessories? Okay. Let's alpha lock this. Alpha lock. Like, I'm a big video game hater. Okay? I am a big hater of video games. You know what I mean? So, when people wake up to big game, to big gamer, to big video, stop whispering in their ear that they need to play video games, the world will become a better place. Alright, thank you. Well, my class began, so see you later, Raina. Appreciate you stopping by. Like that. I find it too public. Also enjoy more being a side character, not the main character role like you or Tasato. I don't like how you put me and Tasato in the same class of being a main character. Firstly. Second of all. I had a response, but I already forgot. Too public. I'll come back to that one. Dead by Daylight is my life. What is that? Is that a video game? Oh, God. I'm starting to sound like... Guys, I'm just becoming mom VTuber coded. It's those damn video games. It's those damn video games. Big Nintendo. There you go. Chaos, why did you want to get Gorv on stream? Because Gorv is a very educated individual. And he... is a little, he's unconfident, and if he wants to be really, really successful in the industry of pretty much anything, the fact that he's also incredibly smart, if he also had charisma and confidence to speak clearly, he could be an unstoppable force. So I see unlimited potential with Gorv, you know, but he's a shy guy. He's just a little shy guy. So, I want him to be able to eventually get the confidence to, like, speak. You know? So that's why I want him on stream. Alright, where are we? Kind of like how in the same way, we got little shy stargazer who had a lot of stuff to share with the world, and he still does. And that's why, you know, I was trying to push for him to get on stream, too. Because a lot of people just need that push, you know what I mean? They need that harassment. Gorv, what are your credentials? Gorv is my Harvard student. Gorv is very, very smart. You know, I came up with a word when I was younger called skis jibgobbing. I love how you don't even know how it's spelled. You're funny, Jace. The Law of Human Nature is great. I'm just taking my time to read and take notes. Yeah. I would definitely take your time with those kinds of books. They're like very, very heavy. The Art of Seduction, I think, took me like 4 months to read. Because you need time to digest it, so I completely understand. Chaos may make Gorv a main secondary character. I used to be the background character like Ace and Mr. Turtle and somehow ended up as a side character. I love how you do the pensive sad emoji as if like that's such a terrible thing. You know? I believe a lot of people have something to say, you know, but a lot of times they don't have anybody to push them to say it. So here I am. Gorv says, I am Tasato's biggest fan. I gotta get back to work. See you later, Crispy Clean. The best way to get more confidence speaking is by talking to random people. I could see that. Perhaps. I will say, like, streaming for this long has really helped me personally. Right, let's get a little bit darker over here. See you later, Jace to Ace. Have fun in 4th period. Third period, whatever. So how's everyone doing today, says that one leaf. That one leaf said, Chaos is not talking of anything of value that I care about, so I'll talk to you guys in the chat. That's what that one leaf just said. Stargazer, you're a main character. Everybody who hangs out in the Donatachi community wants to be a main character. That's why they're here. Alright. Where's my, Take you... Color. Gorb, don't sell yourself short. I have no credentials still in school, though Chaos thinks I'm more special than I am. He's annoying, and this is what I'm talking about, Jeff Jefferson. He's humble to a infuriating, insufferable degree. Gorb, what are you currently studying in school, and what job do you want to do in the future? I ask. Literally, I'm just bored as hell at the moment. I have no clue why. I want to play that scary game, but I want to make sure you're able to be in chat, 'cause I know you like the little scary games. That Japanese one. I don't know when I'm going to play it, though. I'm not going to lie. Damn, I thought you were going to be nice and say we were main characters. I mean, you guys want to be a main character. I'm trying my best to make you guys main characters. It's kind of tough out here, okay? Guys, I'm trying to run a business, allegedly be a streamer, allegedly grow, and turn my chat into main characters. It's tough out here. You know what I mean? Chaos says nothing of value. What the? Gorp, do not. He is too humble. Chaos can get scary for some reason. Me? I'm only scary as if you're scared. I'm not scary. Guys, am I scary? I'll be grading your answers. Guys, am I scary? Whatever answer you put, I will be grading. This is a graded test. Am I scary, you guys? Allegedly. Why do you say that so sweetly cute? I know you like those little games. So I gotta find out a good time that you're ready and I'm ready to play it. Alright, that's gonna do for the thing. You're not too scary anymore, at least. I love how anymore. You love to see it, because that's like pure indication of character growth. The only main character here is me, says Tasato, the side character who literally has to get back to work in 30 minutes. Alright, let's hit save. I haven't saved in a while. Oh! Cancel. File, save. You can be scary if you're not understood very well. You're not scary, you're a woman, says Jeff Jeffington. You're not scary enough to have You're not scary enough to have to dress up for Halloween. What the? By the way, I will be grading your answers. You're not scary at all. I think you're really awesome, well-rounded, not bipolar. Hashtag not bipolar, guys. We're not bipolar. Don't you love to see it? We're not bipolar. Alright. I think this looks pretty good, especially when I kind of like zoom out. I used to find Chaos adorable from the early streams, then got scary, then less scary and more inspirational. We'll take it. Guys, remember when I was like an innocent little streamer? I was like, wow, guys. How are you guys doing today? Who the France was that? Who the France was that? That was Coward Chaosa. Coward Yoza is who that was. The questionnaire is anonymous, but I will know if you didn't submit it. Exactly. That's a good one, actually. If you stream around this time, I'm free under the week. Okay. I'll try to remember that. Maybe I could do a weekend one since the weekend's kind of coming up soon. One stream and then any facade was gone. I kept it up for a while, Stella. I think I kept it up for a while. The whole, guys, I'm such a good person. And then the hate just injected into my veins. I'm like, I can't hold back any longer. I can't. It's too tough. Cowwood Yoza. There we go. Please just say F, but keep the devil's country's name out of your mouth. No, I love saying France. Funny enough, my dad says that, actually. And he doesn't even do it for me. He's like literally said that his entire life, because I think whenever he had children, he wanted to stop cursing around them. So he's always said France. So I've always said France, too. But I thought that was really funny. My dad, instead of go to Hades, excuse me, instead of go to hell, go to Hades. Instead of saying the F word, it's France. We love fathers in STEM, you know what I mean? I thank Stella wholeheartedly for finding Kaoza. I want to take that. What the? True, there was a lot of, I can't say this because it's so mean. Oh, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? I'm like, let me think before I speak. And now I'm like, you know what? I'm pretty articulate. I can defend myself. Kaoza, cease this devilish talk. Cease saying the F word. There may be children watching. Oh, God. France. But it's the perfect, instead of saying, especially because like all the kids are like, oh, France is the funny thing nowadays. I'm like, I'm just trying to fit in. I'm trying to, hello, fellow children is what I'm trying to do. Oh, I kind of like that, actually. It's a little bit more darker. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll do a little more here. I have absolutely no rhyme or rhythm. Whatever the hell you say. With my drawing style recently. After the third not bipolar, by the way, stream, you have up the facade. I have up the facade. Facade of what? What do these words mean? I have up the facade. Early KOs are restraining. Fascinating. Now listen here. Exactly. It's like, why not fight everyone? Because again, I will say the real answer. When I hold back, I'm just enabling behavior. And I shouldn't. And I should teach my very kind, cute, and adorable followers to never ever let words, phrases, or anything bother you. And if I'm going to have that as my philosophy, I certainly cannot hold back. You know what I mean? I'm contradicting myself. Once I found out how much of a big contradiction I was like, oh, we're fixing this up real quick. Real quick. I'll put a little more right here, actually. You're failing at the hello, fellow youngsters. 6'7". 6'7", Diddy Blood. I can't think of any more. I haven't caught up recently on all the, whatever. You gotta start randomly saying 6'7" and be up with, there we go. Gave up the facade. Oh, I see. Yeah. And that's also another thing. I am mentally ill. You know what I mean? That's simply it. I don't know why I was pretending not to be. I don't know why I was pretending not to be angry. I'm angry 24/7. You know what I mean? Why was I pretending not to be? Why was I lying to myself, chat? Who was I trying to appeal to? Certainly not people who actually, who are the people I want in my company. You know what I mean? Lord have mercy, she's speaking brainwashed. Who was that other one? Sabador? Okay, so you know, who is that? I don't know. Okay, I'll draw him. Give me a second, you guys. Let's see. Can I draw on this? No, I can't. Where is the jacket? Sabor? Where the France? Okay, well, we'll draw it. What even layer am I on? Accessories. All right, right here. Can I draw right here? I can't. Can I draw now? There we go. It's this guy. I'm trying to think. How... You know when you try and draw something and then it's like suddenly like... You don't remember how to draw it? Who is this? Who is this? Figure it out. They have generated Italian bra or Tong Sahar. Sahar, I think is what I was trying to say. Sahar. That's who I was trying to draw or trying to say. Whatever that is. Tong Sahar. Oh god. Time to get back to work. I miss you. Haha, loser. Haha, loser. You're on timestamp duty. When you rewatch the VOD, I better have at least 15 timestamps. Make sure they're not ones that'll get me canceled, though. I'm not ready for that yet, guys. Guys, when are we going to plan my cancellation? We need to have a trial test run. We need to find content that'll get me canceled. That way I can get it out of my system. Because, like, once you're canceled once, it's all the same. You'll never feel the effect of being canceled ever again. You know what I mean? Oh, I gotta check my Tamagotchi. Oh god, you're mispronouncing it so bad, it's beautiful. Tongue. Sahar. Sahar. I'm trying my best here. I can cancel you? Alright. Yet. He's on Time Watch. Here, clean up my Tamagotchi. I unironically be saying Diddy Blood in professional settings. The worst part about Diddy Blood is that it sounds good to say. Like, it feels good to say. It's the same way where Skibbity. Like, Skibbity feels good to say. That's the problem with these kids, is they make words that are fun to say. Can you guys hear my little Tamagotchi? It's popping off. I actually hate brain rot so much. I think it's funny. Alright, he's a little hungry. Tung Sahur. Tung Sahur. Is that how you say it? Where's Mr. Turtle? We need his blessings money. He was figured out to be a fraud and he was evading his taxes, and that's how he had all his money. He had about 11 years of back taxes, so that's why he's currently doing very laborious jobs in order to not file for bankruptcy because he doesn't want to lose the mansions. How are you more brain rotted than me? I am a hello fellow kids. I try to pay attention to social media since I, you know, it's kind of like my little thingy. You know what I mean? It's fine. Yeah, we can. I thought I was having a stroke at first. LOL. Alright, let's see how he's doing. It's really cool because, like, this one has, like, a spinning zoom thing. And so, in order to see how your Tamagotchi's doing, like, mentally and physically, you zoom into his biome. So, it's like he opens his mouth and then you go in. And it's very, very cute. He's just a little guy. The Sahur has a O sound. Like, O? Oh? Some brain rot's funny, some brain rot's unfunny. I will say, like, for example, I think I mentioned this before. The Markiplier E with the Lore Farquaad haircut. It was not very funny to me. It was not very funny to me. I was like, this is a little much. Alright, let's, I guess, I'll work on the orange next. Where are we? We're on the jacket. Always losing my layers. Orange. Whoopsie. Orangey? I want a Tamagotchi now, but I won't buy one. Bought 3 Lafufus. It's enough toys for me. Tamagotchis are fun. You are very... See, this is what I'm saying, Jeff Jefferson. You are very easily influenced, and that's a dangerous thing. That means you probably live externally more than you live internally. Orangey. Orangey. Alright, now. New level, clear mask. Shade. Shade. And especially because, like, you're complaining about not getting a job because you're lazy, but then you want. How can you want without working for it? Oh, I do not like that little guy right there. I'll fix that. I could fix that right now, actually. Back jacket. Inner puff. Yep, that's it. Is this it? This is it. Yeehaw. I like the E. I was just... It was not doing it for me. Gotta bring back Pac-Man. Shout out to Pac-Man. I miss the dank era of memes. What was the dank era? Hi, Bioroch! I love these government names. Bioroch? Bioroch? How are you doing, Bioroch? Alright, we'll kind of, like, centralize, like, right there. Yeah. I'm actually a very reflective person. I like to think a lot, stay in silence and stuff, but I'm also the type of person that moves from thing to thing frequently. I think it's unhealthy. Do you scroll social media a lot? Because I will say you're very likely exasperating your ADHD symptoms, if that's what you think it is, by using social media a lot and scrolling, because it is pretty unhealthy. And that's the problem with society. Is like we always feel like we need to move on to the next item very, very quickly. But it's very unhealthy, all things considered. What the? Why is my name changed? Every now and then, what's it called? YouTube puts like everyone's at instead of their like display name. It's really annoying and obnoxious. Not really. Okay. Because I'd like to see some of that self-reflection in action then. I will say, because I would never really personally, from my observation of you, external observation, I would never really put you out to be that kind of guy. As someone who's rather self-reflective. Just because your behavior, I think, sometimes indicates the opposite. I fear what will happen if my friend group, the Sad Boys, were to meet Kyoza. The Sad Boys is such... I think there's like 16,000 fucking music groups with that same name, though. Are you sure that's what you want to go with? The Sad Boys. It sounds... Okay. I love you, Stargazer. I love you, but what is with your naming? The Sad Boys. You know what I mean? Time to donate plasma. Shout out to Dart or Debunk donating plasma. Wasn't my choice. Well, now it's your job to contest the name idea. Because good lord, that sounds... It sounds like a parody of itself, so all I can say is that, like, I guess don't expect to be taken too seriously because it sounds so, you know, silly. And then maybe like a little bit right here. Yeah, tiny bit right there. The Sad Boys would be a great ironic name. Yeah, that's like a, like, it's giving me like Joji. Like if he were to make like a meme band, the Sad Boys, and it's like the shittiest music intentionally, you know what I mean? Good morning, Joby 7651. How are you doing? Long time no see. No more spam of I miss chat. Or excuse me, I miss stream. Sounds as bad as Tasato and the Boys. You know what I mean? Like the Boys, like, and this spelled that way makes me cringe. It's giving like millennial humor back in 2014. Like it's, you know what I mean? It's like they're trying to be like a kind of like a tongue in cheek on like the Backstreet Boys, but they're like, let me make it cool. Blech. Good, I can't wait to put that as my name. Yeah, it's just doing everyone's ats. It's really annoying, but it's kind of funny though to see everyone's like formal names. Thank you. Who the hell writes boys with a Z? Someone trying to be like, and on top of that, who spells boys that way? Someone trying to be big, funny, big chungus, Reddit updoot, fluffer, pupper, type humor. The reason for my friend, we're guys and we're sad. Yeah, okay, well, guess what? You guys all had character development. That stuff's corny. Who's not sad? It is simply human to be sad. Oh, but we're not like the other guys. You know what I mean? We're sad. We're the sad boys. Come on. Come on, Stargazer Studios TV. Did I not grab the color? I thought I did. You can do so much better than this. There we go. We're sad boys. I'm not sad yet. Good. You're just always chipper. Okay, Big Chungus was something special to my generation. So keep his name out my mouth. Big Chungus. I mean like the Redditors who are like every time they see like an overweight animal, they're like, Big Chungus. You know what I mean? The big pupper. Oh god. At least called yourself the depressed man. Low-key, okay, so the depressed men, low-key kind of like, it's so try hard. I now respect it a little bit more. You know what I mean? I respect the depressed men more than the sad boys. Hey guys, let's give it up for the sad boys. Arr, 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 arr. Good lord. It's tough out here. A heckin' chonker. There we go. There we go. A heckin' chonker. Oh boy, he coming. A heckin' chonk. Oh god. Okay, those Reddit people are not accepted in the Chungus community. They just think they are. Reddit is... I'm starting to become a hater. I say as I've like not lived my life solely for the purpose of hating. But I've been like kind of like observing it more. When I go on like Reddit, if you go to like the front page, how many people like are trying to farm so hard for karma to be the funny guy in a post. You know what I mean? Everybody in Reddit wants to be the funny guy. Hardy har har har, you know what I mean? Okay, change my channel handle, Caleb Weewoo. Did you know a Weewoo was a name of a pet in Neopets, and it was one of my favorite pets? So it's actually so funny. It's this very cute little flightless bird. It looks like a kiwi. I will discuss with them about the name and a name change. I will use Jeff's suggestion, depressed men. Loki, see, Loki, depressed men kind of works. The Sag boys? Ew, even worse. The sad boys? Come on. Leave, here's the thing. You can't choose who is in the community or not. They're in the community as much as you are. They're corny. Reddit is corny. I would take... Actually, I'm on Leaf's side. Anybody who slanders Reddit is a friend of mine. They're mad corny. The big chungus pupper. I will say, I'm one of those people, though, as you know. It is incredibly unhealthy when you have like a fat animal. You know what I mean? And it's like, you can tell when an animal's unhealthy because it's so overweight. And Reddit's like, the big chungus. Horny. I actually never know. I'll take a look into it. Yeah, just look up Neopet Pet Weewoo. And it's this cute little white bird. We have a lot in common. I also hated Reddit. I love how, like, I'm the one who says I don't like Reddit. And Gorv's like, let me give that valor to someone else. Gorv, when will I get my credit? Gorv, when will I get my credit? Gorv is so hard to please. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm trying to do everything I can to help Gorv out. And I get nothing but the cold shoulder. Good, don't Reddit is cancer. The thing is, like, there are some Reddits actually very beneficial and very good. But the majority, however. The majority. Alright, let's go to the line art. In color. In color. I don't mind Reddit, but my God, the stuff I find on there sometimes disgusts me. Yeah, it's really corny. Again, like, cringe is one thing. You can be cringe. Half my community is cringe, okay? I'm even cringe. But when you're corny, crime. It is a crime to be corny. Gorv knows what's up, Loki. Okay, listen here. Darkfires is like, I played these games before. I know these games. Oh, God. Oh, God. I don't think Gorv is hard to please. You're just being attention greedy and needy. He's being a man. Is what Gorv is. He comes into the chat and's like, hi, everybody. And then poor Kaoza. Poor Kaoza's left to stream on her own accord. Unbelievable. YouTube does not have any Las Vegas gambling chip emojis, but imagine 3 of them in a row. Alright, we can't win them all, Gorv, okay? We can't win them all. What the hell did that mean? We can't win them all, Gorv. You know, it's a lesson we'll all learn. You know what I mean? It's a lesson we'll all learn. We can't get them all. What's the difference between being cringe and corny? Being cringe is just like, you're enjoyed by yourself. And it's like, whatever you're doing, you're enjoying it. So I enjoy role-playing as a Fox VTuber. I enjoy drawing Fox VTubers. Corny is when you're doing something that's cringe, but you're trying to do it to appeal to the masses. That's the difference. So say, for example, if I saw LewTubers are popular, and I'm trying to be a LewTuber, but it's obviously I don't want to do it. I'm just trying to do it to appeal to the masses. That's corny. Punishable by law. Chat, it's a crime to be a man. Chat, is a crime to be a man. I think all men should end up in prison and then work their way out with good behavior. So perhaps, actually. Perhaps. I was giving you your demanded credit. I mean, okay, slight creatives. Because, like, if you put coins in the machine, you now have credits. Slightly creative. I think, see, Gorv, you're too smart for your own good. Look at us. The slow simpletons can't even keep up. Gorv, spare us. Spare us, Gorv. We can't even keep up. Now that I think about it, I don't think I knew the difference between cringe and corny. Thank you, Kaoza. Well, source, I just made it the fuck up, just so take that into consideration as well. So, that's my personal interpretation. I think it is a kind of general consensus, but that's my interpretation. But here's the thing, Kaoza, how would you differentiate someone doing it genuine, someone doing it for attention, for example? You can tell when someone's doing it because it's not out of the true passion. It's like, for example, like, I'm not a very lewd person. If I suddenly started doing it, I think you guys could tell, simply because you know my behavior enough, that it's not coming from the heart. You know what I mean? Like, I can't, honestly, I'm such a, like, not that type of person. I can't even think of, like, an example of, like, that would make it obvious that I'm, like, you know what I mean? I can't even pretend to roleplay a lewd tuber. But you know what I mean? So as masculine tomboy, you will also have to go to jail to work. Oh, damn. Gotcha. But guess what? Guys, I think I would last fantastically in jail. I think I would do great. Because I can draw, I think they would love me in prison. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean? How many prisoners can draw really well? You know what I mean? And I'm well spoken. You know? I think I'd last pretty good in prison, I'm not gonna lie. Hey, they agreed. The reason there's always a YouTube channel called Sad Boys. Yeah, it's so overused. Like, every, like, middle schooler group who's, like, just starting their first YouTube channel is like, we're the Sad Boys. We're ironic. We have a military, I'm already in jail 1,000,000,000%. Good God. God willing, that is not going to be your coffin. All things considered. Alright, let me color this area. The tie... Yo, I'm being sued, a wild capybara. Why are you being sued, a wild capybara? And I hope you're being hyperbolic. But why are you being sued? What is a lewd tuber? Oh, lewd tuber. Oh, that's so funny, actually. Lewd as in... The original word lewd means sexually offensive. This is how it's spelled. It means, like, sexually offensive, but nowadays, because the word is used so frequently... They use it as sexually suggestive. But originally the word is offensively sexually suggestive. But it's basically the VTuber who comes up and, like, flirts with everyone in the audience. They're always making sexual jokes, innuendos. They're always trying to divert the conversation to how erotically energized they are. You know, that's a lewd tuber. They are very, very, very popular in the community, and they make a lot of money sometimes. So a lot of people do try to do it because they see it's very profitable. Like, a lot of the top English VTubers, not all of them, of course, but a lot of the top ones are lewd tubers. And then they do, like, erotic adult content on the side, like on, like, a Fansly or something. And they make a lot of money. Jeff, you're not wrong, but if you pay attention to someone, you don't know them, you can piece when their energy isn't going in, they can tell they're being corny. Yeah, that's how, it's like, you can kind of tell. Like, obviously, it's hard to tell for, like, a complete stranger, but you can also tell. I think it's just, like, you can tell when someone's, like, not being genuine about it. I've never gotten that you meant lewd. Yeah, I know. The lewd tuber. I'm getting sued for the act of just simply pushing someone out of the way and getting run over, but I'm getting charged with assault. Are you jesting, my dear wild capybara? Because this is a lot to take in. I'm getting sued for the act of just simply pushing someone out of the way of getting run over, but I'm getting charged with assault. Do you live? What country do you live in? What is going on? First of all, first and foremost, are you jesting? Are you joking right now? You know, and second of all, what country do you live in? They're grifters. I mean, they can, but I mean, it's also like it is a profession like anybody else. You know what I mean? You know, to work with human senses, which is, you know, a lot of humans, majority are stimulated by sexual nature. Understandably so, because that's our species' desire to replicate. They are simply just taking it. I don't say taking advantage of that, but taking advantage of the opportunity to do that. But I know what you mean though. To me, it's just I've had some like personal people who are just a little too fucking weird. And when you get kind of into the content of sexual nature, people tend to get really fucking weird. And I'm like, I can't even handle it when I'm not even a weird. You know, I'm not even someone who like attracts that attention. You know what I mean? I forgot to do the white over here. I live in the great USA. What the? Do you not have what the? Yeah, exactly. Do you not have a camera? Like, was it on camera? If it wasn't on camera, deny. But second of all, assault. If your life was also in danger, you could probably plead temporarily, not necessarily insanity, but you were not thinking straight under the circumstances because you were stressed, and that's very common from human behavior. Our species to replicate, you mean reproduce? Same thing. Replicate, reproduce, you know? The human wants to replicate. I'd say both, actually. Don't tell me you're in California. Not the California. Excuse me. There we go. Thank you. Put you there. My lawyers are telling me not to act since there's no camera and their judge is also very iffy on taking the case. It's fucking stupid. Yeah, okay. What the? Did they get injured? Did the person get injured when you pushed them out the way? That's probably it. And they're probably suing for medical bills, maybe? If I were to guess. The person suing me is a stereotypical blue-haired liberal. I'm sorry, but I love the jokes when they're like, when like there's a normal person at Starbucks and they're like, get out the way. I need the blue hair pronouns to make my coffee drink, because they always make the best coffee drinks. I love that meme. What the? A blue-haired liberal just like KO's a... gotcha. Gotcha. Damn. Gotcha. Probably California. I know, what the... Because, yeah, if there's no fucking cameras... Oh, I love how I just stopped calling. Oh, back to learn. That's kind of insane. You know? Calm down there, brother. Whoa, what is going on here? There we go. There we go. Nice and blue. Blue hair, blue tie, hiding in your Wi-Fi. I'm gonna add a little bit of shading right here. A little bit. Just a little guy. A little guy shading. Okay, where's my... Where are we at? It's under... Nope, not under shirt. Under this? Absolutely. Alpha lock. Poor Caleb caught in the brother zone. Caleb is perpetually the, bestie zone. You know what I mean? Caleb, are you looking for a partner? I thought you had a girlfriend. Isn't that what you said? I thought you did. All things considered. Yeah. And love you, Jeff. You're lucky I don't know your girlfriend, because I'd be starting drama. If I saw my boyfriend was saying I love you to another human that wasn't me, oh, you'd be executed. Executed on spot. The hell no, they'll charge me with sexual harassment. Oh my god. What the hell? Okay, so now I'm asking though, did they get injured? Because they might be they probably had no health insurance and they're trying to sue you for the injury. You know what I mean? But that's absurd. That I know in like I think like again like this could be a stereotype, but I have heard that in like China where it's like it's almost better to like sometimes like not help people because like they're very litigious in that regard. I think it was in China. I don't know. So it's like, I'm actually really surprised. There we go. Take that. All right. Easy clap. So far, so good, all things considered. What, you have a girlfriend? No way. Unbelievable, right? What is your girlfriend like, Caleb? If I may ask. I'm very curious what your girlfriend is like. Because dating a Caleb sounds exhausting. Sounds exhausting. PFFFTTTTTTT. And is she a dependa? I forgot. I think I may have asked you this before. Is she just someone who's after your military benefits? Because for her, so real and true. But for you, you gotta break it off. You gotta break it off. Chaos looks like the new Chaos that has a long neck, or am I going crazy? I've always had a really long neck, actually. I don't, like my VTuber model, I'm too lazy to move it around, but my new VTuber model has a long neck as well. I've just always liked it because it adds, like, I always have, like, a high neck, and so it makes me look like I have a neck. But if you were to take off my clothes, yeah, my VTuber has a really high neck. Nah, they're okay. They had no injury. I was the one injured, though. My arm hit with a car's mirror. What the... It might just be dismissed. You know what I mean? Just literally say, like, I thought this person was in harm's way, and I moved them out of the way and got injured myself in the process. None of this was malicious. Because I think 9 times out of 10, actually, in order to even have, like, a court case, it has to be maliciously done. You know what I mean? You can't just... You know what I mean? Like, if you fell over and hurt somebody, it's very unlikely you'll successfully lose the suit, to say the least. Real, he's too clingy. Caleb is mad clingy. She's nice and very patient. No, she's not doing it for the benefits. Okay, so she's not in the military, so that means for a fact she's doing it for the benefits. Okay. Alright, I see, sis. I see it. Alright, this economy sucks. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I gotta use the restroom, though. Hold on, you guys. BRB. I feel like I need to sneeze. I'm back. Go urinate, woman. Thank you. I'm about to donate. Good luck, Debunk. I hope it's not super painful. But get that bag, queen. Wait, I got an ad. Yeah, I do run an ad. You know, I run ads so infrequently. They're a shock when I do run them. But I do run them when I use the restroom. You know what I mean? Because, like, literally, why not? You know, I'm literally just left. You know what I mean? Guys, the topic of girlfriend. One of my friends knows I'm trying to get me one, and he's just said in the meantime I could third wheel with him, and that's girlfriend during crowded places and events. That's mad fucking weird. I would not do that personally, and that certainly is not going to attract a girlfriend, to say the least. Slay. No, it's not pain. It ain't painful. I really need to do something about my heart rate, though. Yeah, probably exercise more. Like I said, all I'm saying, every time I think of Debunked, I think of that one photo with, Lieutenant Junior Grade Pickle Jr. Lieutenant Junior Grade. It was a joke. I didn't know she actually does that. What the? I'm confused. I'm confused. Scoot up my chair again. Ugh. It's so hard to get my chair under the desk properly. Or I'm comfortable. You're so right. Right? Need to exercise to continue getting that bag. Exactly. That's all I ever want of the Donatachis. And as soon as the Donatachi disagrees with that ideology and mindset, they're getting the boot. Exercise more and get that bag. You know, there's plenty of other communities that are pro video games. You know what I mean? Pro video games. Even if Caleb the soy boy has a girlfriend, I shall get one. I know, embarrassing for you, Jeff. Damn, I'm not gonna lie, you guys. Any of you yearners in chat, if Caleb got a girlfriend, it's tough. It's tough on you guys. Like, damn, like, you guys are gonna really let that pass? You guys are gonna really let that slide? Mm-mm-mm. Alright, we got the brown. I think I'll start a little bit more on the pink. Ah, I hate coloring in the pink. It'll be worth it. Making my way down. I made a joke about a bathroom break ad. Didn't know you actually do it. Yeah, I actually do. I literally, I just haven't really used... I haven't streamed a lot, so I haven't used the restroom. But yeah, usually whenever I stream, I will, run it, do the ad break. Because it's like literally like, you know what I mean? I gotta collect my, my 0.3 cents. You know what I mean? It's tough out here, you guys. It's tough being a comedian 24/7. The funniest person on YouTube. It's really hard. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, where's my pink? Okay, no, not that pink. I want this pink. Jacket. Let's just create a new folder already. Jacket. So I gotta collect the king's tax. You know what I mean? The 5 cents I get from the bathroom break ad. Right, that is the right one. Correct. Nice. Leaf, I can be your girlfriend. Says Jeff Jeffington. If I'm going back to the military, I don't think I should. If you're doing it for financial stability and if like your rank carries over, I don't see why not. I'm not going to lie. I personally hated the military, but it's like, I don't see why not, actually, if it was good for you. 5 cents is 5 cents, you know what I mean? My ugly ass is probably not getting a girlfriend, whether I want to or not. Start exercising. Start look maxing. You know what I mean? Give a shit about your appearance. Women like people when they give a shit. You know what I mean? Humans like people when they give a shit. So you're gonna have to do that, unfortunately. I hate to break it to people. These things are not just gonna fall out of the sky, you know? Beautiful big booty bitches don't just fall out of the sky. You know? You gotta put a little bit of work, you know? You gotta put a little bit of work into them. Alright. That is not the what the... Why are we not doing anything? I've clipped masked. I'm on the right layer. What the... You know that I exercise? Exercise harder. Someone's gotta carry the boats. What is going on? Am I just... Oh, maybe because I'm... Oh, that's right. Okay, actually, I get it. What is this? No... I think I was just coloring, the same color. I was. Okie dokie. Leaf, go after an ugly woman. That's also an option. Because certainly, I love how people are like, oh, I can't find a girlfriend. And it's, no, you can't find one to your specific standards. Clipping mask. Clipping mask. That was so surprising I had to come back. What was? With great power comes great big booty bitches. You know what I mean? No, not financially. I get paid by the VA after messing me up. Theoretically, I retire, but I have nothing. So depending on your VA disability, you might not even be allowed to go back in because you wouldn't even pass MEPS. You know what I mean? So you might not even be allowed back in. Leaf, all right, you're my boyfriend now. Yay. Well, good to know, Leaf. Leaf freshly out of the closet. All right. You love to see it here in chat. What branch? Yeah, what branch were you in? U.S. Air Force. The Air Force. Not the Chair Force. Arr, 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 arr. Thank you. Very true. I love bad bitches. That's my effing problem. What is that song? I was referencing a specific Kanye song, actually. He's like, beautiful big booty bitches don't just fall out of the sky, you know? What was it off of? Vultures, one album? Vultures? Let's see. What the hell was that song? Back to Me, maybe? Yeah, it was Back to Me. What can I say? I'm following the steps of Tim. Oh, I see, I see. You gotta start lifting some weights. You know what I mean? I know you go on walks and stuff like that, but maybe lift some weights as well. You know, it makes you look like very healthy. Depends on what area, active duty in any of the branches, but I could go and think reserve and army. Because I don't think they allow it in the Air Force. Yeah, that's kind of wild. I've never heard like someone getting a disability from the VA and then going back in. Because first of all, why would you want to go back in? But you said it's because you have nothing to do. Are you super financially secure? Because if that's the case, like there are plenty of like hobbies and things you can work on. You know, that a lot of people don't have access to, that you now have access to because of the financial compensation. All right, we'll take that. Welcome back, Gorb. I just came back, and what do you mean Leaf freshly out of the closet? What's going on? Jeff Jefferson, perhaps against Leaf's will, says they're boyfriend and girlfriend now. I could go for some dark chocolate covered almonds. Me too. Have you ever had the chocolate covered pistachios? Delicious. I don't really go on walks. I go jogging daily and I do push-ups and sit-up dailies. All right, well, pick up a weight, okay? Take one of those sandbags you use to fill up the toilet and start doing some squats with it. You know, build some muscle definition. Everybody, especially men, look great with muscle definition. I love pistachio ice cream. Okay, don't even get me started because pistachio is the main ingredient into all the Dubai stuff. Whoa, buddy. Whoa, buddy. Chocolate chip cookies. All right, let's calm it down, boy. You have a PRT in however many months. Let's calm it down. All right. Perfect. What branch were you in, Nate? Caleb? Caleb is currently active duty Marines, if you could believe it. He acts like a very innocent schoolgirl who happens to be 14, but Caleb, believe it or not, is active duty Marines. I couldn't believe it the first time I heard it, and honestly, I still can't believe it. And this might be a case of stolen valor. You know? Crayon. The sandbags leak. I'd get sandy, but I can lift my punching bag. There we go. Do some squats with it. You know what I mean? You know, your circumstances might not be the greatest, but I know you can overcome them and create something from nothing. Besides Caleb and I, who else is banned from donating? I love how I have a banned from donating list. Caleb, he's a little bit more financially responsible, so he's not necessarily banned right now, but he was banned at the time. So he hasn't hit his quota recently for being banned, but you're 1,000,000,000% banned. Leaf, I think Leaf might be banned. Or pretty high on the watch yourself list for donating. All things considered. Okay, so you remember when Caleb took the plushie to the field? You know what I mean? This is a child. I'm sorry, Caleb, you're homeless. I can generally prove it's not stolen by... No, I mean, I know you're telling the truth. You know what I mean? I know you're telling the truth. I'm just messing with you. It's just because, like, you just do not seem like a military person to me. So I was like, you know... I was jesting in that regard. I know you're active duty. You're too well behaved around these parts to not be military. You know what I mean? When I yelled at you that one stream, that would have killed any civilian. That's how I know. Even though I'm a chubster, my leg muscles are still pretty visible. Okay, well, you're still at the end of the day. A what? What did you call yourself? A chubster. I will say, not to be toxic, but I am toxic. For me personally, when I've always looked at the benefits rather than the negatives, I have the least amount of self-improvement during those times. Because I got really, really chunky. Because I went through like the depression spell outside the military. And I girl boss self-love too close to the sun. And I got really overweight and unhealthy to a degree that it affects my health. Or affected my health, rather. You know? Kale's channel, when the hell do I donate? You better be happy I even got a membership. That's what I'm saying. So that's why you're on like a list. But our little airhead stargazer the other day, why did my thing disappear again? Oh, Tim had the wrong selected. Asked him if he could donate money for my PC. And I almost beat his ass. I almost beat his ass for asking. You know what I mean? And honestly, maybe I even still should. Leave it to the big boys. $10 worth of $2 donos. Hell yeah. Thank you, Dark Virus. You know, that's why I need more adults around here. I need the more financial stability ones, you know? But thank you, my dear. I think that looks okay. If I'm too negative, I get depressed, so I have to be positive, little man. Smiley face. It's true, but are you not band-aiding a lot of your problems with complacency when you are positive like that? A lot of times for me personally, and this is not saying for you, but for me, when I sit here and make excuses for everything, and I feel good, long term, it just does the, I feel even worse. You know what I mean? You need to be realistic of your situation, I believe. The fake positivity just because you, and I'm not saying you specifically, I'm just saying like you in general, like myself, just because you're sensitive, to me it doesn't really do much. Long term. Dark, you're so fucking lucky the government has shut down. That's right, Caleb. Are you getting paid? Because I thought I got paid when the government shut down. Because I was in with one of the shutdowns actually. Are you getting paid though? Not me, since I'm working my problems. Wahoo! When I get a job, I will not donate. Thank you, my dear. I appreciate it. You live in Brazil. I completely understand. You know, actually, you're on the ban list, too. When I get a job, I'll buy Kaosa merch at kaosa.store. Hell yeah, Stargazer. Hell yeah. When you get a job, or when you, you know, when we say, bye, Stargazer, see you in 9 weeks. You know what I mean? Either or. You know? I put the thing in for Navy Fed loan, but that's as far as I know. That's so funny, because I do remember them saying Navy Fed doesn't. It does not affect them. But I could have sworn I got fucking paid. But I may have been overseas at the time. I don't remember. I think the bank will back pay you, and then... Yeah, for a fact, you get back pay. But it sucks for the people who are living paycheck to paycheck right now in the military, which... That's a whole nother thing if you're living paycheck to paycheck in the military. That's a whoa buddy from me. That's a whoa buddy. Our country has failed our sailors. Oh my god, I need to buy another plushie. Completely forgot about that. Oh, rip. I know, you technically did ask even. I forgot too. Alright, take that. Take that. Alright, we'll take it. Learning programming has been the best thing in regards to stop spending money on games since I always am not paying USD for something I can make myself. Thank you, my dear. The Sag boys send their regards. Thank you, my dear Daro20 for the $10. How kind of you. I appreciate it. But not the sad boys. Plushies are so good. I need to make more of them. Did you see, Jeff Jeffington? Did you see my Transformers ones that I made? I designed, I mean. I didn't make them, I designed them. Are you in KO's Discord? Adaro, says Caleb. You know, the Transformers ones look that sick. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm attention whoring right now. I'm like, guys, did you see what I did? Guys, any complimenters in chat? Any complimenters? I saw them so cute. Thank you. I guess to a lot of the fandom, I guess Starscream is a twink, and I was like, that's information I was not expecting, to say the least. You forgot to pin my message. Pin the message, by the way. I didn't notice till now. Pin the message. As far as like the Discord or what? What do I need to pin? I couldn't even think of what to pin today. I'm not gonna lie. What should I pin? Wait, who's the twink? Starscream in the Transformers Gen 1 universe, according to a lot of people who are a bit obsessive fans of the series. Reminds me of my Transformers loving 5-year-old cousin. Transformers are cool. Yeah, about the Discord. Oh, good call. Let me just pin the Discord link. Give me a second. Where, oh where is my Discord link? Alright. Have some blood money. Thank you, Debunk User. I appreciate it. I don't know how I feel about that in theory. This is like literally like the cells of your blood financing this. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm not gonna lie. However, thank you, my dear. Are you done already? How did it go? Was it painful? And if it was painful, give me a 1 to 10, please. That's always the best way to kind of like gauge if it was painful. Alright, where the hell did my chat go? Oh god, I lost it. Aw, Flip. Flip, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Guys, look, I can cool green text box. Thank you for being a member for 9 months. Jesus. You've been a member for a long time, my dear. Thank you. I appreciate it. Alright, guys, join the Discord. I forgot to tell you, I have an appointment on Thursday to get my DEXA scan. That's awesome. Hell yeah. I always recommend DEXA scans because you can't run from raw data and the truth. So that's awesome to hear, that one, Leaf. Not too painful? Ew. Thanks for the reminder, Caleb. 6 months. Yawn emoji. Get on Caleb's level. Oh god, the worst part about all of this and my shenanigans is that I find myself funny. That is the worst part. What is a DEXA scan? A DEXA is a bone density muscle scan. It is a scan where you go into like something that looks similar to an MRI machine, which is a big machine you lay in, and it looks at your body and it can judge exactly how much fat you have, how much muscle, how much water, I think, and then how much bone. So a lot of people will do it when they have bone disorders, where it's like their bones are losing too much like calcium and stuff like that, and they're becoming very brittle. But a lot of people do it for a fitness aspect because it tells you exactly how much fat you have on your body. Because a lot of people nowadays are like, look, I'm not fat. You know, I only wear a 3XL. I'm not fat. I'm just big boned. Well, a DEXA scan will prove if you're telling the truth or not. Because it says exactly how much fat you have done. I had one done the other day. And I think I put it... I don't think I put all my numbers in the Discord, but I did put a scan of it. Actually, I should show the scan real quick. Hold on. I'm procrastinating, LOL. Let me see if I can find that scan. So you could see, which I don't know if you've seen it already. Maybe I showed you that one time. You can see how much fat I have on my body versus muscle, you know? So I can't sit here and be like, I'm just big bone, because my bones are very obviously a specific size. Let me see if I can find it. Twitter.com, I think is where I posted it at one time. Sounds expensive. It depending on who, like depending on like just whatever, it can be expensive, yes. But other times, for some people it's no. And sometimes it falls under their insurance. Alright guys, you ready to see me my skeletal frame? As well as my desktop. There we go. My fat percentage. I personally have about 33 pounds of fat on me. Tough. Tough. Okay, hold on real quick. Studio mode. Take you, drag you, put you right here. Perfect. Alright, so this is my personal DEXA scan, and it also gives you the numbers as well. But all this fat area, all this red is specifically fat. The green is lean muscle, and of course you can see some of my like bones and stuff like that. What the fuck? So yeah, so you can see the areas of my body where I store fat, which is a lot around the hips and around the shoulder blades. But this is my DEXA scan, and it tells me exactly like all my metrics. And so now I know, hey, I can safely lose 20 pounds of fat, 15 pounds of fat, you know what I mean? So it is also a very easy way to like decide how you want your body to look, etc., etc. Very womanly mannequin. I am very woman shaped. Unfortunately, I am very, very woman-shaped. Low-key, to me, this looked like it was giving BBL, which was a, something certainly to process nonetheless. Hips! That looks cool. I know, it looks really cool, all things considered. Like, look, that's like, guys, this is my heart. Guys, I love you more than anybody else. Like, I love you guys so much, I'm showing you my heart. Can you believe that? That's my heart. That's my lungs. Ew, you can kind of see my pelvis if you squint. What the? Gonna address my last message I tagged you in? Okay, give me 1 second. So I definitely recommend it. Here we go. Skeleton reveal. You know what I mean? Everyone's like, look, I did a hand reveal. Guys, do they do organ reveals? No. Please subscribe. There we go. Alright, that one, Leaf. What do you mean get on Caleb's level? You just told me not to spend that much money. Did I say get up on Caleb's level? Maybe I misspoke, actually. Nicki Minaj has nothing on this. Listen here. Listen here. Nicki Minaj is also from Trinidad and Tobago. She's a little on the eccentric side, to say the least, nowadays. But shout out to my Trini sister. Where the France did my YouTube go? There we go. Alright. Where did you go? Alright. Your heart looks low resolution. That's actually so funny. Your heart looks low resolution. There we go. High heels on her tippies. Shut up. Is this the thanks I get for putting you people on? Is it my fault? I forgot how the rest of it goes. Great song. Alright, move you back right here. Here we go. Yeah. Nicki Minaj is just a little guy. Just a little guy. A person's largest organ is their skin. I was aware of that. Largest. You know, I wonder though. No. Leaf is not gonna fall victim to a Jeff. Leaf, in the same way I'm telling Dark Virus and giving him relationship advice, you are staying away from the Jeff Jefferson. You are not equipped. You are not equipped for that level. You know what I mean? Let Jeff Jefferson figure himself out first. Oh, did it, I am dropping frames. What the? Maybe back now? I am saying... We're gone. Maybe I'm back. It should be back, right? It's the drawing complete. No Stargazer, unfortunately. There's a problem with your connection. Yeah, but like, why though? Let me see what internet I'm connected to. Stream dying. I blame Nicki Minaj. I'm telling you. A lot of people from Trinidad and Tobago really superstitious, so she just probably put a curse on me. Guys, you don't want to mess with the barbs. I'm not gonna lie. No, it says we should be back, right? No, right when she was talking about me, you are such an intention whore. What I was saying to Leaf, if I am back, I think I should be, because it shows me green bars, is that, I would never recommend Leaf to take on a heavy hitter like you. You know what I mean? You're a bit of a too much advanced course for Leaf as his first girlfriend. Let Jeff Jefferson figure himself out first before he tries dating. Flandra? No, so I don't know. It is really windy, so it might be just the internet in general. You know what I mean? But that was kind of weird. I'm very much aware. That's good. That's good. Fin fingering. Stargazer. What the? Are we running on Eldridge or Flanders? Flanders. Eldridge is like fucking dead in the ground. I'll revive her eventually, but this is just Flandra right now. Alright, there we go. That's like Tasato going for KO's a girlfriend hard mode. You know what I mean? Why do you think he's like in this weird purgatory of just my eternal slave? You know, listen, look at Tasato. You know? Because there are malicious people out there, such as myself. You know, the poor, inexperienced Tasato. Ooh, I don't like that. I'll just blend it in. Not even sure if I want a girlfriend at the moment. Yeah, you probably don't. Work on fixing yourself first. A lot of people get into, like, want a relationship because they can't fix themselves, so they think another person will fix them and give them, like, a, you know, the serotonin that they're missing internally. So I do not recommend it. You know what I mean? Alright, this looks terrible down there, but we'll just pretend that doesn't look terrible, actually. So the stream broke as you mentioned Jeff and someone else. Yeah, it was Jeff. Jeff needs to figure out himself first before he tries, getting in a relationship is what I was saying, long story short. Long story short. Let's take this. I don't know if I like that, but maybe. Maybe I'll blend all that in together. Be like your dad and find an ultra hard girlfriend. My dad? My dad is not the epitome of relationship examples. I'll just leave it as is. Debunk, you mentioned Flandra like Toho one. I named my little PC Flandra, but funny enough, not named after the Toho character, but after a ship in Azure Lane. Azure Lane. Which is more like Gooner Lane now. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I hate to be that guy. I do not like how goony Azure Lane has become. It's excessive. Like, it's like, I'm pretty high tolerant for this kind of stuff, and it's like even too much for me. 100% Gooner. It sucks because like they used to have like erotic designs that were really pretty, but that would be about it. But now it's just like softcore, and I'm like, I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan. It has become that way over the years. Yeah, especially recently. I don't know if you saw, but it's just like they're also like the worst part is like, sure, keep releasing goon ships, but they're literally taking old ships and making new outfits for them, and their breasts are like augmented to the moon. And I'm like, this is not like how the character looks, so it's like, it's annoying in that regard. What do you think of the flan dessert? The dessert is pretty good, I would say. I like any dessert, I'm not gonna lie. So I would eat it, but I will say there are some desserts that are kind of absurdly high in calories, and some that are worth the calories, and some that are not. I don't find flan is worth the calories. But a brownie, which has a lot of high calories too, I think is worth the calories. You know what I mean? Whatever, I'll take that. Brownies are so good. Brownies are fantastic. Brownies are great. Alright. Not a super fan of this, but whatever. Whatever. I like eating protein brownies. Oh, that sounds good. All things considered. Do we think the woman will be back? Which woman? Me? My stream is still back, I think. Do we think the woman will be back? What the? Apple pie from the apples you get from apple picking. I don't like cooked apples. So I disagree. We'll take it to a 30. Needs to be thicker. Refresh your stream, it's back. There's no way. Jeff Japping's in. No. There's no way. I was like, what the? That's that's so funny. Jeff's like, man, is Chaos gonna come back? Jeff, that's so funny. That is so funny. We lost Jeff Jefferson to Brazil Wi-Fi. Wait, Jeff Jefferson, that's so funny. I've been back for a while. We were laughing. That was so funny. So I get PTSD every time I see like someone say like again. Like I'm like, oh no, it's dropping again. That was so funny, actually. Okay, a little bit thinner. I thought it would refresh automatically. That is so funny. I was like, do we think the woman will get back? I was like, I don't know what woman you're talking about. Shout out to, what was it, Caleb? Yeah, Caleb was the one who understood it. Oh, actually, Gorb. Gorb understood it first. Look at Gorb, the smart, educated. I like the smart Donatachis. You're laughing. Chef is trapped in a void and you're laughing. That was so funny. Chef's Internet Explorer. Did you see what I posted on the fitness channels? You said since you said I somehow should go even harder. Oh, brother. What did you post? I did not see. Oh, brother. I already know the bated breath that's coming with this one. Yeah, I was running and I broke 16 of my ankles. So, Kayuza, checkmate. You really think I should push harder? Let me guess. Just by the way you phrase that, I know what your child brain is up to. Maybe that one? Oh. Yeah, I'll take it. God, that was so funny. Hello, welcome back, Jeff Jefferson. We've been back for a while, but welcome back. You guys are so funny. I'm glad I got in this community. Hell yeah. I will say you guys are great sports. I'm kind of a terrorist, but you guys are great sports about it, so I do appreciate it. Okay, I need to take out the white so I don't accidentally... Yeah, there we go. Yes, go till complete destruction of your body. I will rest the day I die. I went jogging and my log came out and I started tasting blood. You're just being an idiot then. Which, I will say, I did hear a doctor say specifically, if you do that, it is actually generally safe, all things considered, and it is blood that you're tasting. But, that just means you're not healthy enough to run. I don't know why everybody thinks when I say exercise, start running. Like, for example, Tim, is a big thickie. He's a big thickie. And he's running, and that's incredibly like just dangerous because there's so much pressure and weight on his body. It's like crunching his knees. But for whatever reason, he insists on running. So, but in circumstances, running is not the healthiest option for you. You know what I mean? He's kicking his feet in anticipation. You know what I mean? God, that was so funny, actually. Thick. What would you recommend I do then? It really depends. And so that's why it's again like, because like I know nothing. At least like for like Klee, I was able to give advice. Tasato, Dark Virus, because I had seen what they physically look like, so I was like I can give a general advice. But because I know like nothing of your body composition, it's hard to say. So I would say go for fast walks to the fast of your ability, like the fastest of your ability. To where it's like it's a little. It's not that you're struggling to breathe, that it's just like it's hard to have a conversation. But then when you get your DEXA scan done, that's when we give more precision results. I thicky walk, you know what I mean? I was thick walking today. I was BBL vibing today. Everyone thinks that exercise, he's a big crunching his knees. That's how it is for you? So are you also a thickie? Because I don't recommend running for you either. It's actually pretty unhealthy for your knees. Honestly, okay, so the real talk, why is this here? Running is not really good in general. There are just way more efficient exercises you can do. Where the hell did that come from? You see that, this little scribble? What the? Okay, not there, not there, not there, not there. What the? It was on the uniform, okay. He was a cool little guy. Gotta make some food later, everyone, later. Adaro 20. It was on the brown, that's why, okay. Jump rope. Jump rope is a good one. It is, again, like if you are heavy set, it can be a lot of pressure on your knees, though. You know what I mean? Bicycling for pressure, like alleviation on your knees. Bicycling is a really good one. If you can healthily do a Stairmaster, that's also a good one. Swimming, of course, is a good one. Calisthenics that are not knee focused is also a good one. No, the message was showing the random pause in the stream for me. I had no idea what you guys are talking about. Oh, I see. Incline walks in the treadmill help me out. Yeah, that's a good one too, actually. That's a really good one. But running is very, very overhyped, and a lot of people think it's like end-all be-all for exercise. Okay. Where are we coloring? We're coloring the jacket. Okay, back to the jacket. This is the stripe? Nope, that's the wrong one. Where did... Huh? Oh, I had 2 layers called jacket. What the hell is going on here? Wait a minute. Okay, this needs to be jacket inner. Sprints! Not for... Okay, we're talking about for people who are overweight, Caleb. Stick with the topic here. People who are overweight and want to, like, get healthier. Sprints is not a really... Not the best option, because it's like, you want to... Because, like, once you deteriorate your knees, you're fucked. You don't grow it back. Oh, I renamed the wrong layer. God damn it. I went running last week. I can no longer sprint for 1 minute. Used to late middle school. Now when I walk or run a lot, my knees, ankles start hurting despite stretching before. Yeah, a lot of it is just bone. Like, as you get older, it's going to happen. That's why it's like, again, like, I don't generally... Like, if... The people who go for a jog are people who like it. And that's literally it. Awful lot. You know, but there's just so much more efficient exercises. Like, if you have a gym and you have access to a arc trainer... That's like the best equipment you can use for the most, what's it called? Fat burn. At what point would you recommend jogging in general then? Because I've been having a lot of fun with it. If you have fun with it, then do it for sure. If you start to have knee pain, you know, then obviously stop. It's good that you, like I said, it's like jogging is for people who enjoy it. And I was like, I don't think you're like severely heavy set. Like, I think, for example, like Tim is obese. You know what I mean? Like, I think he might be even like a double obese. Like, Dark Virus, I would never, ever recommend running for him. Running will kill you, Caleb. Sprint. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. How the hell is he a Marine? I love running and walking, but bad at weight training. It's really good for you, and it's good for insulin resistance and your body breaking down sugar more properly when you run. Or excuse me, when you do weight resistance. I don't like doing it either. But it is something you should consider doing. Which I think I went for like a walk on my treadmill this morning, so I might put some little dumbbells. So I can kind of like, you know, like, just flip those up in the air when I'm walking. Don't worry, I'm not running. Hell yeah. My family has genetically bad knees. Then running might be not for you. You know what I mean? Speaking of knees, I no longer have an elevated bed. And I'm not crushing the shit out of them. Hell yeah. I do remember you vaguely and quickly talking about that at one point. Deborah has somewhat seen my body build. Maybe he can give insight. All right, Deborah, in your harshest critique, tell me how that one leaves physique is. Gate. You're so funny. Let's see. Oh, did you know, Dark Virus? I've seen Debunk's face. And when I tell you, I damn near wanted to beat the shit out of him when I did. Unbelievable. When my grandpa and dad told me that, but I love running. Yeah, it sucks because, like, I will say for me personally, I really liked high intensity running too. I used to run 6 to 12 miles a day, at just a very standard pace. I'm not a fast runner, so it'd just be like 6 miles in an hour. I loved it, especially when I'm at a lower body fat percentage. But I have arthritis developing in my knee now, and it does hurt when I like just like do something like bend down and pick something up. So it's kind of like a serious thing. I can't do it anymore. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. I might try again because I haven't used that knee in like a long time as far as like really putting strain on it. And maybe like, cause I know again, like I ballooned up in weight, and so I started feeling pain on my knees. And so maybe that when I'm on like a lower weight, I'll try it again. But just sometimes like that's just how the cookie crumbles. You know what I mean? It's unhealthy. It's unhealthy. When I was wearing a shirt, Zesty Man. Poor debunked user. But it was really funny. Okay, Dark Virus, debunked user is the most average looking man who very easily could find a girlfriend very easily. Just the most average fucking idiot. That means his fucking only prisoner is himself because of his actions of overthinking everything and making it weird. I about wanted to beat the shit out of him. I'm like, are you kidding me? Debunk user. That one leave is American fat. Damn. Damn. Alright, leaf. Okay, so that we gotta start with your diet. Then we have to start with your diet. I know you like to indulge in like the snacky snacks. You gotta cut that out. See, if people want to pull, you gotta be confident. That is 1,000,000,000% true. Propsmans, huh? 6 miles an hour, what, 10-minute pace? Yeah. So it wasn't like insane, but it was enjoyable. I did really enjoy it, actually. I could tell just by his voice he's average. He's the most average fucking guy, and that's what's funny. It's like, I could understand if Debunked had like, the way he acts with such his insecurity and insanity. It's like, I thought like he was like super omega ugly or had like a facial deformity. You know what I mean? But he's the most average fucking guy. I mean, he's literally self-nerfing himself. Unbelievable. He is choosing. He is actively choosing to be in his circumstances. I said, you're American fat, not American obese. Snacky snacks. I'm serious, though. Leaf loves his little fucking snacky snacks. You gotta cut him out, then. I could probably do that. What, a 10-minute mile? What are you saying you could do? Cut out the snacks, though? Okay, actually wrong. Let's use this. What are you on about? I don't eat any snacks. I'll optimize my diet as well. I'm taking a minimal fat and sugar. It's about 1,400 calories a day. Alright, then why did, Debunk classify you as a fat American? I do ask. But that's, again, this exact exchange is why I always say get a DEXA scan. Because the DEXA scan will tell the truth. You know what I mean? Because technically, Debunk could be disillusioned, you could be disillusioned, I could be disillusioned. We will know the real answer when we get the DEXA scan. Precisely the reason why I stress its importance. 10-minute pace is slow for a mile, but good for 6. Alright, that's fair. I love how it's like the most backwards compliment ever. I'll take it though, because you said good. See, you guys don't understand. I'm a very low stakes individual. I take wins when I have them. American fat is obese. That is true though. That is true. You know what I mean? So all I asked that one, Leaf, is why did he classify you as American fat? You know, but either way, we will find out the answer when you get the DEXA scan. You got muscles in your arms and legs, but you look like a corn-fed Midwesterner with a small belly. You guys are mad funny. You guys are mad funny. Good lord. A corn-fed Midwesterner with a small belly. I know exactly the phenotype physique you're talking about too, actually. Backy wacky, what the? Oh, welcome back. I mean, I was like, what does that mean, backy wacky? You gotta build your arms instead. So I recently started with 5-pound weights. How tall are you, Stargazer? I'm average, unfortunately, because I haven't started my weight loss that long ago, as you know. Plus, you don't know how my build was before that. What your build was, you know, funny enough, this is a fallacy I find a lot of people have. What your build before that, what does that have to do with anything? You know what I mean? Just because, like, for example, I was fat too. I was, like, obese, I'm pretty sure. I have to check the calendar again, like the calculator. But what does that have to do with the fact that right now, I need to lose 15 pounds? You know what I mean? That has nothing. I mean, if you want to sit here and relish in your past accomplishments and be like, okay, that's why I don't work so hard towards the future, go ahead. But me personally, I don't find it has anything to do with anything. I gotta read more, Jeff Jefferson. Hell yeah. Average is not ugly. What I could do with average, I'd rule the world. You think you're below average? I think you're just a triple X thickie. You know what I mean? You got good charisma. You got a nice smile. You know? I will say. But you are... I know like 3 fat people and you're all 3 of them, you know what I mean? To say the least. I'm funny, like, you really are though. 5'5", 129, half thin arm, average legs, so skinny fat. I see. You know what I mean, Dark Virus? You know what I mean? To say the least. To say the least. If I can put it the most polite way. With Stargazer, yeah, I think just as a man, because you produce testosterone, yeah, you should definitely be way stronger. All things considered. But you have to push yourself and you do have to eat, you know what I mean? If you're not eating properly, you can't get stronger. I'm probably a thickie to a little chonker. To me, a thickie is kind of like you're overweight, about to approach the obese territory. But anyway, oh, that's what I was saying, that one, Leaf. Klee kind of did the same thing too for a while, where it's like, you know, he was a little disillusioned or discouraged because he was making progress, but not a lot of progress. And it was just because he prior was just really, really big. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Woman! Whoa, where's Tasato? Come get this boy in check. Look at my son. Listen, okay, first of all, your anger is displaced, my dear. Debunk called you a corn-fed Midwesterner with a belly, and I'm getting the fucking... I'm getting the end of it. What the? I'm not relishing in anything. I'm disappointing myself as I can be. I'm giving my best. Okay, so just be motivated for the future. You know what I mean? Acknowledge your whatever. But bringing up the fact that what you used to be, I just don't understand how that contributes much to the situation. You know what I mean? Other than every now and then be like, yeah, okay, I used to be much worse. But I think every human, hopefully, used to be much worse. So you know what I mean? Belly welly. I'm going off my last day of 96. When's the next time your ass is deploying, Caleb? For your 10-minute deployment. Once, okay, I'm Jeff Jefferson. Okay, you're better than this, Jeff Jefferson. You know I'm an idiot. You know I can't do numbers. You know I can't do math. What is that in freedom units, please? Debunk said the funny thing. Why would I be mad at that? I know. I'm just saying. But you said woman. That was mean. You hurt my feelings. Leaf, I've done nothing but try to be nice to you, and you called me a woman. You know what I mean? It's real sad hours. Oh, flip. What the hell I did there? New layers. Where's... I gotta get the lighter real quick. Just a bit chuffy. Plus, corn-fed Midwestern isn't a bad thing. Yeah, I mean, I guess to each their own. You know what I mean? You know? I don't know where my next deployment is. Hopefully soon. Deployments are fun. If you actually like your command, deployments are a lot of fun. You know, and your last one lasted 10 minutes, which was really funny. God willing, you go on a proper deployment. 7 months or bust. Let me get the freedom units real quick. Okay. 5'5" at 130. You're emotional enough to be called a woman. Guys, am I a man or am I a woman? Weigh in. Let's stick you right here. I'll take it. She's both at once. You're a tomboy, so that's both. I'll take it. Exactly. My gender is tomboy. I need to remember that. I keep forgetting my own gender. We'll put you a little bit right here. We love tomboys. You know what I mean? And I do find it funny. It does seem like it's usually very masculine people. Or, how would I say this? Pretty masculine people who are attracted and thick around. Because I'm a lot to deal with and it's nice. Guys, I'm really glad you guys aren't a bunch of pansies and I can banter with you. Like, could you imagine if I had a JK sorry after everything I said? Exhausting. You know, actually, that's problematic. You know, I'm really glad I don't have to deal with that with you guys. BRB is a Stargazer. Check the DMs, boy! I swear to God, Debunk, if this is an updated photo of his physique, So that way you can give a new testament of like what he looks like. I'm gonna die. I'm absolutely gonna fucking die. I could 1,000,000,000% see Leaf doing that. Leaf is that kind of person. God, that would suck. Agreed. I need to talk about skincare again. Feel free at any time. I'm always here to help. Actually, you know what I mean? 5'3", 143. That's not insane, all things considered. Do you just have like a lot of flab? It really depends. It's not insane, so you might just need to build muscle to shape up. I'm way too shy to show my body like that, LMAO. Kayla's channel, try to avoid lifting heavy dumbbells since it makes my elbow joint make a popping sound. Is that bad, or should I start doing that again? The popping sound is depending. Have you ever had a prior injury there? I just threw my pencil. If you've had a prior injury, it is a possibility that it healed incorrectly a long time ago, and that's the sound you're saying. Because me personally, I had a shoulder injury, and my shoulder is slightly dislocated. Come to find out, it was just an old injury. But it does make like a popping noise when I move it. So, is that popping painful? That's the next question. Where the hell did my pen go? The lack of a aha I mean is what makes you feel less like a streamer in a good way, because I just feels like walking in friend group. Hell yeah. Exactly. This is a clubhouse around here. It's way more fun that ain't. You know, where the hell did my... Give me a second, you guys. I just literally like tossed my pen. Where the... What the... You know what that means? It means the wind is telling me to stop drawing. The winds, they're speaking to me, you guys. They're saying stop drawing. That's what that means. Oh god. I have a bit of a belly and fat ass thighs, LMAO. Then in order to get, do you have any sort of hormonal imbalances? Because usually whenever you might have do you have also bingo wings, the fat underneath your arm? Because I know I have insulin resistance, so I gain a lot of weight and I retain a lot of weight under my arms, the bingo wings, and my hip and thighs. Not really my belly personally. Only a concerning popping sound. I would say, you know, to the best of your ability then. I don't know if you said there was a prior injury. I forget. No injuries to my elbow or pain. It could just be you might be slightly double jointed. So if you don't feel pain, usually you should be fine. Where the hell did my thing go? I've been popping in and out. It's been busy at work. I really catch streams these days, so I lurk. Hell yeah. Where the France is my pen? What the... Not that I know of. I don't have much of those bingo wings or whatever they're called. Okay, so you don't have a lot of fat underneath your arms. Because I will say, like, usually that can be like a estrogen misbalance or whatever. But usually fat 9 times out of 10 is like diet. You can't spot reduce, which is like to specifically target an area that you're trying to lose weight. But if you want like less thighs and hips and stuff like that, you're just gonna have to lower your caloric intake, essentially, like your diet. And get that in this shape. And not even necessarily lower it, more so eat a lot, like a healthier diet. So it's like less carbs, more protein, stuff of that nature, more fiber. I genuinely, hold on guys. I genuinely do not know where my pen flew off to. Like I heard it like bounce. I'm like giving Velma when she's looking for her glasses. Like what the hell just happened here? Oh my god, it like literally just disappeared. I trust and appreciate your judgment, especially since I didn't have to pay for it. Hell yeah, I'm always here. I used to do personal training in the military. So I'm pretty well rounded for getting these little shrimpies into shape. So feel free at any time if you have any other questions. I'm always here for you. Regards to diet, body composition, how you want to shape your body, because some people have different preferences, you know what I mean? Like I prefer a more slender figure. But I do the opposite of that and do more muscle building with the exercises I do. That is so fucking funny. I genuinely don't know where the hell my pen went. Were you FFI? So we call them FPOs. We call them FPOs in the Navy. So I wonder if that's the same thing. It sounds like it's the same thing. Where the France? This is so funny. If I literally like... What the? What in tarnation? Welcome back, Stargazer. I accidentally threw my my stylus, so I'm looking for it right now. I literally like So it's like, you know when you can hear something like bop on the floor, like it bops and it like flies off. It did that noise. I don't know where I put it. Like, I don't know where it landed. You see what I'm saying? Like, the gods are saying, don't draw, don't draw. And it's not underneath my chair. What the hell? What the heliante? What the helly? So if in this force and structure sounds like what you're describing, yeah, I think that's what it is, pretty much. I fell to another dimension. I literally heard it do that popping noise. Well, alright, you guys. Damn. That was a bit muffled, but I hope you didn't say where the Francis... That'd be inappropriate. You're so fun, Gore. What the? And this sucks, because, like, I don't have an extra one. How the hell did that just happen? My drawing. Not too bad, all things considered. It could be better. I gotta get better with, like, this whole blending nonsense. What the? Let's help Chaos find the stylus. Use the mouse. That sounds horrible. I'm using a screen tablet right now. Like, I literally am like contemplating like taking a picture of my room and just showing you guys. Like it literally teleported to nowhere. Ugh! What a pain in the ass. Oh, guys, did you see in the Discord? I went on an 11-mile walk the day before yesterday. I was kind of sore the next day, so I could only do, I think I did a 6-mile walk last night, or was it 7 miles? I don't remember. Bye, Kaoza in chat. Toodaloo, I appreciate you being here, props, man. Sorry, KO ate your stylus. Good job. We just... Jeff Jefferson, we just talked about the calorie consumption. You gotta lower the calories, okay? You know what I mean? I know you saw an opportunity to, and you took it, but, like, we gotta cut that down. This is so stupid. This is like the reason why I can't continue drawing. That is the funniest fucking thing ever, first of all, but like I don't even have a whole lot of stuff in here in my room that would be like obfuscating it. This is so ridiculous. This is stuck in my... Oh wow, okay, well. Damn. Damn. Did it go under the bed? No, I don't even have a bed in here anymore. I just have 2 computer desks. That's what I'm saying. I have a computer desk, another computer chair, this computer chair, my bike. My bike! Yay! Yay, I found it. It was like right behind like the wheel part of my bike. Yeehaw. You know, you check behind under the tablet. I found it. Yeehaw. Have you checked your hands? Lock it up. Jefferson says, I know what I'm dealing with Kaoza. Start from ground 1. Maybe under the computer. Yay, I found it. That was hilarious. It literally flew behind my bike. That is actually so fucking funny. What the? What in tarnation? But I heard it bounce. I heard it bounce. That makes sense. Where's my Germex? And I gotta check my Tamagotchi. Poor Kaoza. You know what I mean? Listen here, Stargazer. I'm trying to get my money up. I'm trying to not be poor. Because, like, every day, at least once a day, Stargazer calls me poor. And I'm trying not to be poor anymore. So I'm trying to work, as you can see. You know what I mean? And I just... It's tough out here, Stargazer. Alright, let's see how he's doing. He's a tiny bit hungry. I could get him some food. I decorated my Tamagotchi. So cute. Are you in hardwood or carpet? I'm on the ugliest carpet known to man. Not a financial sense. When I say poor, you mean as a sympathetic way. Yeah, because you feel bad for the poor. I get what you're putting down, Stargazer. I get it. I get it. Comparatively, I am poor, all things considered. I get it, Stargazer. But you know what? You motivate me. You motivate me to do my best, to work hard, and hopefully I'll stop being poor. You have similar carpet to me? God, it sucks, but carpet's so expensive to replace. I think if I wanted to replace a carpet, it'd be like $25,000. Alright. Hold on, I gotta give him some treats so it gets his happiness up. I'm poor as well. Yeah, that's because you're a government slave. At least you're not homeless. You know what I mean? Oh, so Stargazer, are you still considering? I think, have you considered talking to a recruiter, Stargazer? Because he can sell you on the idea of the military way more than I can. Because he can talk about the logistics of it all. Welcome back, that one leaf. I found my stylus. I'm just making sure my Tamagotchi's proper taken care of right now. I love how he's a day old and they said it's a year. Oh yeah, you Americans have those weird carpeted floors, huh? Yeah, we have a carpet here in America. Here in America. Carpet sucks, collects dust, trash vanishes when it falls. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't like the feeling of having really dusty feet. And having to be forcibly wearing like shoes and stuff like that 24/7 with hardwood and like marble. I don't like that feeling. So I rather carpet. But this house has the absolute most fucking stock carpet in the world, and it is so ugly. It is so ugly. Every day I wake up to an eyesore. Sucks. Alright, Save, we're good to go. I will consider it as a last resort. It should be, I'm telling you. And I know I sound smug, and I know I sound condescending. But it probably would, unironically, be the best thing you could ever do. Just giving your circumstances. Alright, where is that white? We turn it off because it would give you like a job. It would give you a secure income. There we go. That's what I was looking for. White sleeves. It would give you a purpose. It'd give you a direction. And those skills can transfer out. It's just 4 years. Just do your 4 years. Anybody who... Okay, listen here. Listen here, you guys. Anybody who does more than 4 years of service in the military is a psychopath. And brain dead. And dumb. So do your 4 years and get out. There are too many benefits to miss out on. I thought Chaos lives in a studio apartment. I've lived in a bunch of apartments, but definitely not a studio. Alright, I think that's a good pink, all things considered. Floors are just cement? I think I know what you're talking about. I did missionary work one time on some islands. So I think I know exactly what you're talking about, actually. I'll start looking for a job soon. Hell yeah, you should really get a job. Like, do something productive with your life. You've only got one damn life. You know what I mean? You'll sleep when you're dead. Okay, take you. We'll do that. My boy signed for 10 years. What was he? Because usually those are like the bigger jobs that require that long. What if they're an officer? A lot different. I'm talking about enlisted, you're correct. Officer is way different. It was the best thing for me. I didn't have a plan for college. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It really is. And then Stargazer has no formal education. No money. What the? Literally broke as a joke. No skills. Almost, in a sense, homeless because he's having homes insecurity. Not able to financially afford food to a proper degree. And he likes to exercise. Military's perfect for him. That looks cool, KO. Thank you. I don't even know what you're saying that to. He's Navy. Ooh, what the hell was he then? Was he a nuke? Huh. I signed for ABA because of my aviation job. I have a 5-year active contract. I do know like a lot of people have that weird, specific kind of like, technically, you know what I mean? I know what you're talking about though. Like technically, it's like X amount of years, but it's like not really because it's like inactive duty. Please censor the word job. That's a good one. Trigger warning job, you guys. Job discussion. Trigger warning. All I'm saying is Britney Spears, if her song Work Bitch came out in this day and age, she may have been canceled. You know? Never heard of it. Plane maintenance. Is he an AO? I wonder if he was an AO. Because AOs have really long contracts. And that was actually the first thing that came to mind. I was like, man, that sounds like an AO contract. But it's like, I thought it was 8 years, not 10. I wonder if he's an AO. Those sleeves look awesome on the sweater. Oh, thank you. It's a very, very, very lightly colored sleeve. Work in this economy, you know what I mean? They make too many cool things in this world to live without working. You know what I mean? They make too many cool doodads. Doodads, thingamajigs, thingamabobs. There's too many not to work to get them. You know what I mean? Art is at an all-time high. I'll put you a little bit more right here. I have to get a jacket that looks like that. It's like a varsity jacket. Is kind of what I was going here for. Like a Letterman. It's funny, the inspiration for it was Victoria's Secret did a collab with Love Shack Fancy. And they had like a pink Letterman jacket. I'm like, that is the cutest thing ever. But Letterman jackets don't look very flattering on me, so I didn't buy it. I did try it on, however. Work, that horrible 4-letter word. Okay, Stella. Celty just asked if you could censor that. Oh wait, that was job rip. But work gets me trinkets and trinkets. Exactly. I mean, there's too many cool little doodads in this world to like live without working. You know what I mean? I have a little virtual Tamagotchi. I have a virtual pet. Life is whimsy. Billions must work. Alright. I don't want to do too much shading, but certainly this is definitely not enough shading. So let's do it a little bit darker. You know, working gets you places. Money gets you into better positions in life. The only way I was ever to become a VTuber was because I worked. And I enjoy being a VTuber, all things considered. My cousin who served in the army told me to learn SolidWorks. What the hell is that? What is that? Kayosa, how is it being responsible adult? I want to know. It's fantastic. I will say it is fantastic, all things considered. I'm very, very responsible. I learned the ins and outs of business. I file my taxes properly. It is really nice. And especially in a world where everyone's like doom and gloom, it's like I really can't relate because I'm not irresponsible. You know what I mean? So it's like life is really, really good if you are financially and responsible. Like financially responsible, it's really nice, you know? Nowadays, like when I have like a hiccup or like a payment that comes out of nowhere, I don't feel as stressed because like, hey, I've saved up, you know, a savings, an emergency fund in case something like this happens. It's really nice. Just got done with practice, going home soon. Hell yeah, Jace to Ace. I hope you had fun at practice. But knowing your past history, you probably didn't. But either way, I still hope you had fun. Have you seen the Zuby Bunny work bitch video? No. But I don't know what that is, but are you talking about that bunny that was like, you could like type it in and it would say something in a really high-pitched voice? There was one where it was like talking about like, it ate too much for fucking Thanksgiving. And I was like, now I gotta fucking work this off. I fucking hate my life. That was so funny. Yeah. God, that was so funny. I think about that all the time. I ate so goddamn much. Work, bitch. That's right. That's right. That's hilarious. Being an adult is awesome. It really is. And especially if you're a responsible adult. You know, a lot of people, again, they like, if, okay, a great way to observe this is, I don't really like the guy that much anymore. I'm just not really a big fan, but Caleb Hammer, he goes over like the average American's finances, and you'll just see how much people like frivolously spend, and then they blame their financial struggle on the economy. Not to say that's everyone, of course. Don't get me wrong. I understand that. But a lot of people are so careless and reckless with their money, they just try to blame the economy for it. And it's very nice being like, you know what? That's not me. It's not me at all. I'm doing baby steps and becoming a man. Right now I'm toddler. We love the age regression. You know? I will say, do you have a negative voice, all things considered? Because I wouldn't really call myself a toddler, because like that kind of puts in my mindset that like, hey, I'm bad. I'm a failure. So I wonder if you have like often a negative inner monologue. You know what I mean? Wealth is the money you don't spend. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, for sure. Okay, well, you gotta stop that. First and foremost, you have to develop a god complex. Listen to me, okay? Listen to me, your local megalomaniac. Develop a god complex, okay? And then, because you have a god complex, what do gods do? They work very, very hard. They're very smart. They're well-rounded. They're educated. You know what I mean? So do all the behavior a person with a god complex would do. And then suddenly, you're a confident individual. Easy clap. Easy clap. The economy may be ass, but it's doable. It really is. You just have to really cut down on like these frivolous like expenses. Like, you don't need trigger warning. Trigger warning for my figure community followers. You don't need all the toys. You know what I mean? You don't need the little action figures. You don't need the toys, the luxury. Art is a luxury. Ironic, coming from me as an artist. I sell my art. It is a luxury. It is not a need. Never ever should you buy my shit, regardless of you trying to like support me, if you cannot financially afford it. That's dumb. You know what I mean? Art is a luxury. Stop spending on luxuries if you can't afford necessities. They eat grapes? What the? If Caleb Ham were to do an audit on me, why are you spending $450 of groceries a month? Okay, first of all, are you really spending that much money? Because, agreed. Because you also don't have a huge physique. So why are you spending $450 a month? You know what I mean? Sir, yes, sir. Hell yeah. You guys, ego max, okay? It worked for me. If you think, hey, I'm the shit, then you become the shit. You know what I mean? My confidence is impenetrable. Except when I'm like on my period. Actually, it's like the week before my period. Other than that, literally God had to debuff me with a female hormone cycle. Other than that, I'm impenetrable. Nobody can tell me nothing. You know what I mean? And consume content from other people who also see the same way. Because there are a lot of people in this world who are confident and they're not ashamed to be confident. You know what I mean? That's the type of content you should be consuming. Hopefully, you know, their confidence rubs off on you. Hello, Alixnaz. How are you doing? How are you doing? Who started the grapes? I'm so confused. Unless, are you saying like grapes are expensive? Grapes are expensive. Favorite snack? Are you asking me? I gotta stop the snacking. I'm not a toddler. I do love me some snacks though. But shout out to Stella. Stella, I'm just saying. I don't even know if you're still here actually. I'll wait. Oh, sorry, job. Exactly. What do you mean the 15-inch KO's a plush is not a necessity? Exactly. If you guys cannot afford it, do not buy it. And if you buy it and you can't afford it, I'll yell at you. As a consequence. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That is life. That is life. Just work hard enough until you're into a position where you can buy it. Like, for example, with my business, I had a credit card balance. That means I kept, like, every single time, like, I'd buy anything, it'd be on credit card, and that credit card balance would carry over to next month. It did that for almost 4 years, 4 or 5 years. And only finally did it pay off, and no longer do I really have a credit card balance I have to worry about as much. Because I worked for so long, it finally paid off. I'll Klarna it. I will never Klarna. The day I Klarna is the day I don't know. Not necessarily I just really love grapes, eating some nice grapes. Okay. I couldn't afford it, but you afforded it for me, so tee-hee. Exactly. Exactly. Unfortunately, I am a woman with a heart. So if you poverty max in my chat very frequently, it's very likely I'll help you out. You know what I mean? Because think about how many times I've poverty maxed my plushie to people. At least twice. I'll actually buy a normal size plushie once I get paid. An actual normal size plushie. Okay, shout out to that. Alright, what color do I do this area? That's what I thought. Oh, I forgot to color that. I was paying for the family from May to August, although I don't do shopping. My older sister... Okay, well, it better... What? My older sister did. It went down 300 when I started asking for receipts. Now, what do you think I'm going to say here, Stargazer? I cannot wait. Let me be good. I cannot wait to see your transformation. You know what I mean? I cannot wait to see Stargazer's transformation from a doormat to a very confident individual. You know what I mean? Unbelievable. Oh, guys, I'll pity you if you say you're poor. Come take my money if you feel so indebted. Whatever that means. Whatever those words mean. That's actually unbelievable, Stargazer. I hate to break it to you, but you're nothing but a fool for allowing that to happen for so long. But, I mean, I know you have learned from these circumstances. You know, so there's no point in me sitting here and being like, you're dumb, you're dumb. But good fucking God, that's unbelievable. First of all, never mind. Never mind. Actually, what's your opinions on blueberries? I know that's Tasato's favorite berry or favorite fruit. I think they're pretty good, but I kind of gorge on them, so it's like a thing of blueberries is like a snack. You know what I mean? It doesn't last very long. At least like a bag of apples will last like a couple weeks. I can't work while I'm at uni. It's killing me. I want money so badly. That is true, but I mean, you're working at uni for like a future job. Just see it that way. But I know what you mean. If you had read it correctly, it would have made sense. Miss Dyslexia. Miss I can't spell. Haha loser. ESL shaming. Debunked. Or excuse me. Oops. Belief. I know it's petty, but I want to see how they will handle living alone once they have to pay for it. Yeah, you fucking better, like, first of all, you better, no matter what, see how they handle it. But still, it's just like the fact that they just mooched off of you for so long. And again, there is a likelihood they're going to find financial strait because of you, the money bag, the money slave, the money doormat being omitted from the picture now. So you can't give in to them, by the way, because again, like, you've just enabled their behavior for so long. You can't give in to them. If they try knocking at your door, oh, we're family, Stargazer. You're supposed to take care of your family. Keep yourself safe. You know what I mean? I'm a raspberry and strawberry enjoyer. Never been a really big fan of strawberries. I suppose that's true. I really need a lock-in. Hell yeah. Guys, this is the big lock-in of 2025. We're all rising and grinding together. Stream Pengies rise and grind. I think there should be enough shading. I hated blueberries for the longest time. Why would you hate them? They're just the little guys. You know what I mean? They're just the little guys. But yeah, that's absolutely unbelievable, Stargazer. Someone needs to slap you awake from this delusion of everything will work out. Everything will work out. I love blueberries. Wait a second, I think I what the? Did I drop? I ate noodles, Sachiko Draco, reality VTuber, werewolf, woo. That's good to hear. Caleb, you got excited puppy energy. It gets exhausting. I'm just kidding. Caleb is like our fucking emotional support dog. Like, you know, he just comes in, gives emotional support, no particular direction, no thought behind it. Not necessarily a significant amount, but he does his job properly. Shout out to United States military. 2026 will be our year. No Dark Virus. Tuesday, October 14th will be our day, which will end the year. Don't push off tomorrow what you could do today. Today is going to be the next hour. It's 2:34. 3 o'clock will be my hour. You know? That's how you have to see it. I'm swearing. So Tasato's a class pet or something? Tasato's long gone. Guys, we gotta move on. Like, I know you guys still hear his voice whispering in the winds, aka the Discord. But he's gotta work, you know what I mean? He's employed now. We gotta move on. He's old news. He's gonna hear this, and then he's just gonna put the sad. You know how he always does the sad face? That's what he's gonna put. But we gotta move on. Tasato's old news. Caleb, I miss you guys. I miss stream. Okay, bye, guys. You know what I mean? He's so damn chipper. All I know is, Caleb, if we worked together in the military, I would have hated your guts. I would have hated your guts in the military. You're too damn chipper. How are you a military man this damn chipper? He was summoned. Oh, he was. funny. That's so funny. That's funny. My chat wasn't properly updating. That is hilarious. Hello, dear. I just got out of work. Hi, dear. How are you doing? You know? It would be nice. He was summoned. That's hilarious. Yeah, I think I need to refresh my browser because it's like my OBS was showing chat, but not my actual YouTube browser. That is so funny. What the? Alright, I'll just have to close chat and pop it open again. Okay, it's resetting. Grupo, rip Tasado. Either you would have hated me or somehow found enjoyment in just neutral. No, I would have hated your guts. I'm not gonna lie. I would have hated your guts. I feel like I just planned Tasado's death low-key. I love he hit with the sad face I was talking about too. Who are we drawing? I'm drawing an illustration of my new VTuber outfit. Hold on. I gotta get my chat all set up. There we go. You know, and Tasado, he's not doing anything to entertain us like he does anymore. You know what I mean? He's fallen off. He's in his flop era. So yeah, this is my new model that I'm working on. And so I'm drawing a visual for the model. Poor Tasado, though. That was actually so funny. He's busy being successful. He's on his way. He's on his way to success. You know what I mean? He is well on his way. And we can cheer him on, but he has much better things to do now than shitpost in the chat. However, guys, I really think we need to see him take the Dakimakura to McDonald's and have a succulent American meal with it. Do you guys agree? I think that's what we should do. And he can take photos. I think that'd be good. He's having a job. That's it. He needs to do more. Rise and grind. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? This economy, I even have to have like a part-time job. You know what I mean? It's tough out here. Yes. Taking him to McDonald's, that'd be great. McDonald's is expensive. I'll buy him. Okay, first of all. I'll refrain. Anyway, I'll pay for his McDonald's meal. You know, no big deal. Dinner on the house. I still think it'd be best. It would be a social suicide. It will, but the thing is Tasado's impenetrable. So he will rise from the suicide. He cannot die. You know? We gotta give plasma. You know, in this economy. What if it gets stained? I'll send him a second. I'll send him a second Dakimakura. So that way he has the public humiliation ritual Dakimakura. And then he has his private one. You know what I mean? I think that's something I can do. I'm gonna dress up as a job application. Don't refrain. I want to hear it. No. No need to watch. My little Tamagotchi just chirped. No need to watch horror movies when you got LinkedIn. Oh, he's evolving. Oh, he evolved into a little octopus. I don't like that he's red. But he's kind of cute. Tasado has survived orphanhood. I know, he can do just fine. This is how you talk about me when I'm gone and you expect anything from me? Correct. Correct. Listen here, Tasado. Correct. My Tamagotchi just evolved. It's the little octopus. I don't like that he's red. Because it kind of ruins my blue motif. But he's a guy. He's a guy for sure. Well, you can see when you watch the bod. What bod? What bod? You know what I mean? So you're a big man, you'll be fine. You know what I mean? You will be. Oh, he's just a little octopus. Okay, okay. Like he's a squid or an octopus. I'm not really sure. Either way, right now he's trying his best. You know, I have to appreciate it. Bye, everyone. Bye, Jeff Jeffington. No, not losing the bot. No, I have no reason to private it. I was just messing with him. I really have no reason. So I'll have to watch the VOD clips. You know what I mean? You know what I Squid has pointy head, octopus has ball head, so it's an educated scholar in chat. It is a octopus. Alright. Shout out to coloring line art. Let's see. Do I like this little guy? Let me see him again. How do I make him not, like, red? Okay, he's just a happy little guy. I can't be too mad at him. He just waved to me. Tamagotchis are so cute, you guys. Man, I missed Jeff. Didn't he just leave? Caleb, you should be missing your girlfriend. Man. Dark Virus, he's taking something from you. Men. I am... I still can't believe a woman would put up with you. But, you know, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. Men. You know what I mean? Alright, look at this. We made some decent progress. Way more than before. And then I have the alternate face. Which is this one? I think, I'm not gonna lie, I think I like her better straight-faced. It's more me. You know what I mean? But I will draw a gun alternative. I'm flying my girlfriend for the ball again, so I'll see her in a month. Long distance, too. Have you ever met her in person? I do ask. Oh, no. What am I... Hold on. Uh-oh. That's not good. I was, like, lifting up part of my, desk thing. Ugh. Yes, you've met her in person? That's good to hear. Back in high school and last year after the ball. So, back in high school last year? Since you're a toddler. You're a toddler. Me? I'm romantic, says Dark Virus. What the hell just happened? I'd say you are romantic. You know, men take notes. Listen to Dark Virus. Alright, you guys, I think I'm gonna end stream, not gonna lie. I'm tired of drawing. I'm gonna go exercise. I'm gonna go exercise. Do let's see. I wonder how many miles of walking I can do. I saw Tasato was in chat. I'm like, okay, it's time to go. It's time to go. I know the poor lad is driving right now. Hi, Tasato. Hi, Tasato. I know you're driving. Hi. We made progress. Low-key. Low-key we did. All things considered. It's not that bad. You know what I mean? Thanks for the stream. It's way longer than I expected. I will say, like I said, I don't know. I think it literally is a mixture of like the anxiety pill I'm taking and the vitamin D. But I have like a lot more concentration and stuff now. But I will say I have been trying to stop like doom scrolling and just like improper things that get me addicted or whatever. So I'm trying my best. But yeah, I'm even off stream. I'm able to draw longer. Thanks for a stream. Hope you have a good rest of the day. Good exercise. Bye, KO and everyone. Amazing stream. Tell him you love him. There we go. Take care. See you, Gorv. Gorv, you're so fucking... Okay. I thought you just tagged everyone but me. I was like, you're so fucking funny. But I didn't see that one, actually. Alright, you guys. Toodaloo. I'll stream when the wind tells me to stream, aka watch Discord. Good night. Go exercise.